but okay. And
You don't have to believe me, you just have to believe in my knives and my bullying capability.
Your knives and bullying.
At least those are labeled differently.
No, knives and bullying capability is what she calls her fists.
Oh,
Two
right.
things.
Yeah,
Is
my
Stray
knives capability is a thing.
is Stray laggy for anyone else but me?
His mic
Just
is technoing a little bit on my end. I am just going to be.
It's more like it's peaking.
Give me a moment. I'm going to fiddle with the server and just change us to a different
Stray
voice.
sounds fine for me. So.
Yeah, but you're drunk. One
Go
second.
ahead, though.
Alright, and that should be restarting the server. Boop.
Alright. New server.
Alright, let's
Yeah.
end off.
Yes, Emma, I'm drunk. That's why I'm, affectionately teasing you all about,
I don't know.
threatening
Yes,
you
you know.
guys.
This is true.
Okay.
Yes.
I can't wait to meet Amadeus the alcoholic. This is going to be the best. Wow, you're sauced as fuck. Cunt.
Wait for us to start.
Okay. So, for our viewers, you'll notice that although this is a Pathfinder campaign, we're going to be using the 5th edition rules. It's because if I can get away with it, I'm never touching Pathfinder again.
Yay.
It's too much to keep track of, too much bloat, and honestly, kind of garbage. I like 5th edition much more. And for anyone who's like, well, technically, in this part of the world, if a Drider and a succubus walked in, then blah, blah, blah. Shh, I don't care. I really don't care. If it sounded fun, so I said, okay, you can do it. And this is Ustalav, the land of nightmares. Do you really think a human and a dwarf leading 2 cat boys, a succubus and a drider, is anything for them to bat their eyelashes at? They live in constant fear of Nosferatu kicking down their doors and eating them.
You pussies.
Any of you guys watching that are going to be rules layery? Hi, I'm Mazendi. I am the most rules layery person on earth.
Probably not now that you can't remember half the rules.
Oh no, she's
Oh no, I
this is not going
can.
to stop her.
You guys watching, you can trust me, and you can trust Stray here, the GM. You're not gonna have much to complain about, and if it's something that you have to complain about, well,
I mean, it happens
that's
in my
probably
chat. And I don't give a
something
fuck.
we just talked about off camera and agreed that we're just doing instead of how it's written. Okay?
Galarian is one of my favorite settings, and I like it even more than the official D&D setting. I like the gods and the lore a lot more, but I also just kind of want to do my own thing, so that's what I'm gonna do. It's good.
That's fine.
So, this campaign is a horror campaign, and I believe the only real horror campaign that Paizo came out with. I think there was like one other, but it was also kind of half like high adventure. So, is Ghostwalk the one with the snakes?
Yes.
The one with the snakes. That's Ghostwalk.
Yeah, there's an entire dimension that's just snakes.
Yep.
Just
The walls are
snakes.
snakes, the trees are snakes, the river is full of snakes, the sky is snakes.
Why?
Why the fuck not? That sounds the best. I love Danger Noodles.
Exactly.
ground
I
is
want to
snake.
lie down in the river of Danger Noodles and just let them
Is
carry
the
me
ground
away.
also snakes?
Yes.
Oh,
Danger
So what's the
Literally
difference
everything
between
is
the
snakes.
river and what's the difference between the river and the ground?
Color.
How fast the snakes are moving.
Okay.
Sounds the best. Anyway, continuing on. So describe, for those who are unaware of this setting, you alluded to Nosferatu, but please do set us with what the fuck are we looking at
I
here?
was literally about to do that. You are in the country that this game takes place in is the immortal principality of Ustalav. It's a fog-shrouded nation of countless horrors, and a once proud realm that suffered under the clawed hands of the Whispering Tyrant for centuries. The Whispering Tyrant being the only mortal who ever slew a deity. He died. He was cast down. Back when humans were immortal. He was one of them. And oh no, wait, that was a different guy. But this guy was an immortal warlord back then, and was cast down by Erodin, one of the big OG pantheon. He came back as one of the most powerful liches that ever existed, and the leader of the Whispering Way, a cult of necromancers that has existed since prehistory. In fact, they've existed for so long that all of their history is oral history.
I'll be right back. I need to go get my Zanza character sheet.
Okay. Wait, why do you collect that in a... Never mind.
Oh man, Zanza
He's-
would
he's
absolutely
kidding around with
love
you,
the carrying
Stray.
crown.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Sansa being
He'd be
crazy.
so
Never
hyped
mind.
to find this place.
Literally everything that he warned people about in Iona is what Ustalav is. And so, in Ustalav, this is a place where vampires hold their sway, werewolves roam the countryside, unspeakable horrors infect the very landscape, and the Whispering Tyrant, who was cast down and imprisoned. And in fact, an entire country bordering this country was founded just to keep the Whispering Tyrant in his phylactery. Because
Last wall, yeah?
yes, last wall. Because going down to get his phylactery proved impossible. So they just decided, you know what? We're just going to put a bunch of rocks on top of it and keep an eye on it.
So it's
And then-
Darkest Dungeon.
And then found a nation, keeping a close eye. So, that was the end of what was called the Shining Crusade. Now, Ustalav today is a strongly divided country. It struggles to remain a semblance of former greatness, but is burdened with a history of darkness that few nations can equal. Under the political upheaval and machination of its users lie deeper threats to modern Ustalav too. The legacy of the Whispering Tyrant is a poisoned and cursed land. Many of his followers will remain at large, patiently awaiting his return. So, this has all led to modern Ustalav being of a fearful and suspicious nature. No one trusts each other, and no one trusts outsiders. It is in this setting where our heroes find themselves. I believe that most of you come from outside of Ustalav, save one, correct?
Who's
I'm
the one
sure
who's
you
from
are.
Ustalav? I'm from space.
Amadeus is from.
No, I'm not from Ustalav, but I have spent the past 8 years in Ustalav.
Oh, okay. It makes sense, given that you're a character. And one of, unsurprisingly, the chief non-evil deity here that has any semblance of being respected by the people is Pharasma, the goddess of death.
I believe people also put a great deal of faith in Iomade, given her involvement in the Shining Crusade.
Yeah, but a lot of basically a lot of people respect her, but they don't worship her because they don't think she's actually going to help them.
I believe
And-
that also Desna is
fair.
is a strong one here too.
Yes, because of the Verizians who populate this area.
Those are the Jippos, right?
Yes, they're totally not gypsies.
Okay.
Oh,
TM.
Totally not.
no, the Resnans aren't gypsies. That's a different race, I believe.
No, the Verizians are gypsies. You want me to show you a picture of them?
Have you got a picture
Here
of
is
them?
Here is a
It-
picture of a Verizian protecting her totally not gypsy camp. These are Verizians.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
about
so
as
that
Jippo
is
as it gets.
Then
I feel strangely racist. The campaign is not even started yet.
My one of the most
just-
popular iconics is actually from here, even though the
It- It's just that, the way the Verisians are set up, they've got a lot of colonies coming into them, and the colonials coming into Verisia, they are they're very pale, they're basically just the stereotypical tea drinking Brits. Okay,
Yeah.
it's
But
Well, what, you're saying that
but I know
the
what
British
I'm-
colonies never wandered into Jippo land and started kicking their bins over? Because I'm saying that happened.
yeah, I know what I'm talking about when it comes to these
It's cool.
things. Also, 2 of the iconics come from here. The most popular one is Sione. This one, who is garbage as compared to the actual best iconic Imrishka.
I fucking love her coat.
Mm.
Her dress, though, is fantastic.
But the best iconic is Imrishka, the half-orc inquisitor.
She
Is
is...
she also from here?
Yes,
Yeah.
she is. She was raised in actually one of the capitals in a orphanage run by priests of Pharasma, and is known as Pharasma's monster slayer.
She's pretty great. I love the Helsing coat getting its Inquisition and male armor redub. Has she named her hand crossbows Ebony and Ivory?
So
But
about that campaign.
How enthusiastic are her walks?
So about that campaign setting.
Calm down, DCL.
I mean,
It's happening literally right now. So, you all are adventurers who, at one point in your lives, came across the incredibly gregarious and gregarious, friendly, and fiercely intelligent Petrov Lorimar. Okay. He was a good man. He either through hiring you folk or through other means you have come to know him, and you were all in one way friends with him. Sadly, just a couple of weeks ago, you received word from his daughter that he was found dead while exploring some ruins, apparently from a fallen stone that struck him in the back. You have now,
he died from rocks falling.
Yeah.
and I'm not even making this up.
I know, it's just... You understand why that's something I feel a little...
This is what you were told in the letter. You were told that that's how he died. And you've been summoned to his homeland of Ustalav, specifically the town where he spent much of his time, Ravengrow.
Oh.
Which county is that in?
Why would it matter?
Because it's Ustalav, mate. Um...
Never mind.
If
It's in west of Canterwall, all right. It's
Okay,
right next to the border with the hold of Belskin. Belzen. There we go.
It's just, dependent on which county it is, it might be closer or further from where I live, and I might have an easier or harder time with the people that live there.
Fair.
Okay. So, hang on. Is there actually a map of Ustalav that I could show you guys to show you where you are? Nope.
Yeah, something to hunt out later.
Tish Mountains, Ravengrow. Oh, there is kind of a map, but I think this is. Anyways, it's on Pinterest, so I can't take it.
Ah, fuck Pinterest. I
Pinterest
hate them
is
so much.
literal garbage.
One day it'll
You
be destroyed.
have gathered at the entrance to the Restlands. The Restlands being the graveyard of Ravengrow. there you have, you were told to meet with someone that she, in the letter, described herself fairly well. And you see basically what you were told to expect. Let me just scroll down a little bit here. Man, it'd be great if this book was. Better
While you're
Here we go.
scrolling.
Okay.
Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
What?
I was just going to think we could maybe interact while you were trying to find the thing you were looking for, but if you found it already, then go ahead.
Well, I was going to tell you what she looked like, and then we were going to go around and introduce PCs. I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
Okay. So, Kendra Lorimar is a 25-year-old woman who, she stands in a black dress. She's very much in mourning. Her eyes are red and puffy. She's trim and attractive, and stands waiting, clutching a prayer book to her chest. And as you guys approach, let's go from Amadeus to DCL's character. It scratches.
Okay, so the roll 20
Mhm.
progress. Okay.
Yes.
I can't even see most people's character sheets.
You shouldn't be able to look at people's character sheets.
We can all see Dodrim says, actually.
That should be bioinfo. You should all be able to see.
No, it's
You
just
shouldn't be-
him.
No.
Yep, it's just him.
Who?
And I can also control his. I can also move
we
his
can
token.
see Snippy's dwarf, but we can't see anyone else.
Not only that, we can troll Skippy's dwarf, which is quite funny. Ah, now he's gone completely.
Oh.
Mm.
You should still be able to read his bio
Nope.
info.
Nope.
Why? Since
Because we
when?
can't do that to any other character either.
You can't see their character sheets. There's an option to control and an option for a character sheet to be viewable.
But I also don't suspect most of us put our descriptions in our bio and info. We
Oh no,
probably...
I know mine's in there. And then Dodrim says.
Oh, well,
In any event,
I put mine entirely inside the character sheet in the, like, backstory section.
That's fine.
There's the map of Ustalav.
thank you. You are a gentleman and a scholar. I will save this, and we will, cause Carrion Crown goes all over this country. So you're gonna be starting in here, but you know, this is gonna be useful for later.
So we're on that left area there.
Where it
It's
says Lake
Cancer Wall.
Lias. Yes, Lake Lias, Ravengrow. You're right there.
I see no map.
It's in the chat. In
Yeah.
link. Right below boop boop.
But for now, we are on the main page as you guys introduce yourself, and then we'll transition over to the wrestlings.
Yes. You wanted me to go first, right?
You, then Saban, then Scowl, then Snips, and Knathis, and DCO.
Playing Amadeus. A mostly human-looking Azamar. Mostly human, I say, because I have hair that is red as blood, skin that is white as a bone, and eyes that match my hair, with the place of irises being completely black. A knight, obviously, by the arming doublet and thickened leather I wear and the sword I hang at my hip, and I grew to know the professor thanks to an accident that happened about 9-10 years ago. I came across some artifact from the war that imprisoned the Whispering Tyrant, and that... Thanks to that, I was able to gain some powers that are supernatural, magical, eldritch, in fact. And examining those powers, talking about the way that artifact was and might have been, the professor and I spent a great deal of the last 5 years together and talking, and now on his death, I'm more than happy to travel these this county or two across to come and enact his last wishes and meet his daughter and do pay back the favor that is owed from me, from him being the first one to treat me as an actual person rather than a magical freak.
And then they cast. Fair enough.
Sorry, that got a little rambly.
You're so drunk, it's adorable.
At least I'm gonna remember it, Emma.
Alright, sure. Maybe you will. Maybe I'm missing an entire session of World of Darkness, but sure.
Now, who's next after that?
It says so on the bottom.
Yep.
Simon.
Oh,
Hi, I'm playing Cass. Y'all know who this is.
well, what about the audience?
Yes, it is a cat boy or cat girl. It's sort of ambiguous, in ostentatious blue and pink clothing with a saz on his back and a big rucksack full of random shit he's been toting around. You can see little daggers and tools poking out of it and books. He met the professor some years ago when he found that he'd lost his memory. Didn't remember anything at all about his past, but he met the professor and found that, the professor realized that he had the soul of a bard inside him, and thus took him on for a short while to be an apprentice of sorts to help this young bard get back on his feet and start learning about the history of this world so that perhaps he could learn about who he was all along.
No. A busty drill head sidekick. That'd be pretty cool.
I'd prefer if it was a busty orc, but okay.
I mean, I never said that. There's nothing that says an orc can't have drill hairs.
I'm not familiar with the reference.
In a lot of anime, where with amnesiac heroes, there's usually their peppy, busty childhood friend sidekick, and it's usually drill hairs or
I believe it's usually twin tails.
or twin tails. Yeah.
So,
Anyways, Scoo.
Yeah, I am playing as Shera, a succubus cleric of Healy Holy Goodness.
A cleric of who?
I don't remember.
Desna, I think.
There you go. That sounds about right.
The patron goddess of stars, travelers, and dreams.
Works for me.
Her favorite color is blue, by the way.
Also luck.
Also luck, yes.
It's a shame I'm red and green. I am Shera, a priestess of life with a beyond mortal lifespan's worth of experience in clerical work and concert/ballroom pianist gigs. I am proficient with basic weaponry and crossbows and heavy armor, and I am seeking position in an adventuring party, with chances to fulfill goals of mystery unearthing. I possess my own gear and am fluent in common and infernal. I was acquainted with the Professor Petros, and he left a mysterious artifact for me, which I'm hoping to pick up. I am totally not evil, because just, don't succubus shame me. I have been known to save lives. I once saved a man who got a mace stuck to the hilt in his rectum. And I have a don't ask, don't tell policy for STDs. I'm good at religious survival, history, persuasion, and trap detecting, but it only works for detecting trap boys.
Oh no.
That's right. You two pinging the fuck out of my radar.
So basically, you're a reverse Aranese.
Sure.
Aranese, Furies, Fallen Angels.
Right. Yes. Yeah, I'm just a good girl who also happens to be a succubus, and I like to play the piano. Sadly, I can't carry a grand piano with me, so it's a tool proficiency that will never see use, but exists.
In this world, by the by, when a mortal dies and Pharasma assigns them to a specific place, a lot of times their soul will change, and succubi come from particularly rapacious mortals in life.
Cool.
So, you are a reverse fallen angel. You're going the other direction.
She would be called one of the redeemed from the
Yes.
from the Pathfinder.
I'm really good at piano. Again, a skill that will never see use ever in this campaign, but it exists.
You say that, but this is Carrion Crown. I would fully believe that at some point we get just a weird puzzle. And
Maybe.
you have to play a Moonlight Sonata backwards.
Maybe if you ever get to go to heaven after being really good in this life as one of the redeemed, you get to pal around with Regathiel. He'd feel sympathy for you, because he is also one of the redeemed, the son of actually a lord of hell.
Good shit.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
Snippy.
no. So,
Snippy is a dwarf.
copy-paste dwarf. It's a dwarf. The professor hired him at some point. What he mostly does is run at people and stab them while screaming incredibly loudly. That's what Dodrum has been doing most of his life. I mean, yeah, when he was a wee lad, he was back in the hold, practicing to be a brewer, but that can only get you so far in life. So little Dodrum took off. He
Wait,
tried to be
if-
more like his old man.
If
And
I
start stabbing.
for you, if I put in players journal, all players could scout pull it up so the stream could see just how magnificent your character sheet is.
Yes, you can, but that bio is a little bit overglorified.
I like it.
Can you see it now, Scout?
Let's find out. Yes, I can.
Or do I need?
Well, I can see the bio section. I can't see the character sheet part, but the bio
okay,
amuses
that's-
me already. That's what you
That's all
wanted
you
for
guys need to
everyone's
know.
thing, I thought.
Yeah. And I asked if I could do that, and everyone yelled no. But then I remembered, oh yeah, wait, yes I can.
Yes, you can.
I don't think anyone actually said no.
Most certainly did, but
Oh,
continue.
right.
Professional dungeon clone.
It was many months ago, so...
No, just
Slush
now.
touch better.
Also, Snippy, what does that Greek say along the top?
Διοκτησία του Έλληνα μην αγγίζεται.
What
Yeah,
does
that.
it mean?
Oh, yes, that is property of the Greek, do not touch. Shit. Go ahead and
Sorry,
do
can I
exactly
touch
the
him?
opposite. No! I'll stab you with a spoon.
I'm not sure if you guys saw, but in his character sheet under alignment, it was just dwarf.
Dwarf.
And if it was anyone else, I would be annoyed, slightly annoyed at that. But it's Snippy, and I'm fairly certain that all he's going to do is just play the dwarf. like to a T.
Yeah. I mean, some people are chaotic dwarf, and some people are dwarf neutral. But he's dwarf.
Dwarf. The dwarfest I can possibly get.
Okay, let me put it this way: his personality traits starts like this in all caps: dwarf. I face my problems head on.
Yeah. That sounds about correct.
What did you just say to me, you blooming god-loving critic? I'm no hoofty. It's me, Adamas. We have a grudge to settle.
There you go. Appropriately dwarfy.
I'll proceed to beat the shit out of the other guy. Just waiting to get Tarvin Brawler so I can actually use my fists more efficiently.
Yeah, gotta work up to a proper punching speed. A real good
And
horse
grapple
whipping.
checks.
Yeah.
All the grapple checks. Oh, I'm gonna
Oh,
suplex
God.
motherfucker in this campaign. That'll be
Well,
great.
grappling is actually really easy in this game.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait for a dwarf to grapple someone at the shins and just break their neck because they got tabletoped into the ground from really quite a terrible pivot angle, and it's a dwarf.
There is more to my horrible backstory, but that's a story for another time.
Is there who else is left?
And I would like to, yeah, I know. I would like to ask Loa and Scratches. I know you guys talked about it, but are the three of you Loa, Scratches, and Cass? Because for those of you who are new around these parts or just haven't heard about this, all of these characters, Loa, Scratches, and Cass, existed in another game like 6 years ago, 7.
Scratches is the old OG being brought back.
Back when a guy called V did games, and this was V&D. Well, did games and then stopped very quickly.
Well,
so,
way.
do you guys have interconnected backgrounds you guys would like to put in, or no?
Scratches knows Cass. Rather, Cass likes Scratches. I'll leave up to Saban.
Okay. How about you, Kenyathis?
Yeah, we're all connected. Cass might not remember them anymore because got a bonk on the head, but
You don't remember Scratches, but you feel a terrible dread whenever you look at him.
Whenever he looks too closely at shoes.
All right.
I remember poor little Cass got beheaded once. Oh, it's awful. He got better though.
On
you
that
notice
note-
this Cass is wearing like a big, thick leather collar around his neck too.
Yeah, gotta protect that neck.
And on that note, Kenyathis.
Hello, yes, I am playing Loa, the Drider Paladin. Got a big fuzzy spider body and a pretty elf body on top of that. And she's got pale skin, well, pale gray skin, long blonde hair, tied up in a long braid, and a number of solid gold eyes on her face. She is always polite to everybody. She faces her problems head on, and she knows the old professor from that time she rescued him on one of his misadventures in an ancient ruin. He befell some terrible beasties, and the roaming knight Loa just happened to be in the right place at the right time and saved him.
And as I recall, you are Daydrider, champion of the fighter of the Nightman, champion of the sun.
Yes, I am I'm a paladin of Saranre, the goddess of the sun.
I thought she was the goddess of friendship for everyone.
Also that.
And is slightly, literally, maybe a salamander from 40k. Just a little bit. So is that you, Kenyathis?
That's me. That's Loa.
Well, he was DCL. Well, I'm playing Scratches, effeminate cat boy rogue. He will be a swashbuckler more than likely. And Scratches is a cat boy at complete odds with the environment around him. He's completely smiling, cheerful, and happy. And he carries around drinks to share with anybody who will have a toast with him. He's quite an effeminate cat boy. The only reason why it's even clear that he's a guy is because he wears rather showy and tight clothing. And it makes it pretty much impossible to hide his gender. If you ask him how he knew Petrov, he would say he met the good man after daringly saving him from a band of deadly highwaymen. What actually happened is that Petrov played wingman for him on a bad night of his, and it ended up with him having the biggest tavern orgy of his life, something that is no small achievement. So, favor for favor, now he's here to help Petrov with whatever his dying will was. He figures it's going to be something simple, easy, and fun, and going to be some quick money. He has no idea what horrible mess he's going to get himself roped into because he has a -1 intelligence.
Join the club, pal.
It's okay.
Alright.
The god loves even the stupid ones.
Hey, I mean, he's stupid, but he's got enough charm to get his way through everything. Because bullshitting's the only life skill that matters.
That's, you know what, that's wisdom for the world right there.
Alright. So, you have just arrived at basically the very very what are they called in old timey when they had where the body was laid into rest before being carried off. I really forget what that's called.
Interned.
The viewing.
There's
The
there was
funeral.
anyways, the room. And you are visited by you approach Kendra Lorimar. At least you assume it to be her. It looks she basically looks like a well, the professor himself was a very attractive man. So this is basically a female version of him. Very attractive, pale, very bears a lot of the markings, and especially most particularly you'll note the stance of the professor. He always had a very confident but easygoing stance about him, and it seems she's picked up on that even in her state of grief.
Yep, that's her
I'll
daughter, all right.
step up ahead of other people and give her and offer her a hand.
She will take your hand and shake it. I'm guessing you're Amadeus.
Yes, and you must be the poor professor's daughter.
Yes, I am Kendra Lorimar. Make this bigger for you guys for a second.
She's got a hairstyle that says, I do declare.
I know, right?
Well, she's very studious. Petrov was not a man who stayed quiet about how proud he was of his incredibly studious genius daughter who graduated very early from one of the greatest academies in the land.
Of course.
In fact, when he was drinking, he wouldn't shut up about it.
Even when he was in bed, he wouldn't shut up about it.
That's concerning.
He was taken from us all a little too soon.
Scratches will go up to Lorimar and go, I know it's a sad time, Miss Lorimar, but if there's anything I knew about your father, it's that he knew how to live life. I'm sure wherever he's resting now, he lived a fulfilling and happy life.
I'm sure he was brought to the plains of Elysium.
No reason to think otherwise. Your father was a saint.
Pharasma would not send him to anywhere ill. The good professor was well known as the good professor.
I mean, he was known to me as, well, Petey.
Savannah, you
Shrug.
Actually, you know what? Can I?
Madam, are of a sort that would know someone differently to anyone else.
In fact, can I? Sorry.
Go ahead,
Okay,
DC.
okay. I can I get a gauge of her reaction? Does she care at all that her father's apparent will mates or is this band of circus freaks?
Do you
Or
want
she-
to make an insight check?
Yes.
You can make an insight check.
That's
She
all
is sad.
Okay.
She is very sad. In any event, in my father's, what little of my father's will, one was to remain sealed until the lot of you showed up, but he indicated that he wanted, in the event of his death, you to be here, and I think that he would very much like it if you were his pallbearers. The rest of his, well, not many people leave their homes. So the rest of everyone who's going to be here for his burial are waiting just down the road. If you would pick at least four of your kind to be his pallbearers and carry him to his final rest.
Truly. No, his neighbors will not come out to watch.
My father... Ustalavians are incredibly insular, and my father was never home.
He knew where to go to have fun.
He was always
I
off
think
going
it would
on
be honored
adventures.
to be his pallbearer.
He and his one real close friend, she is far too old to be able to carry this burden.
Understandable.
I'd be
I'd be
more
happy
than
to help.
happy to help.
I as well.
Oh, why don't we all do it? We all clearly loved Petrov.
It can accommodate 6 pallbearers, but it needs at least 4.
I'm happy to help out. I feel bad for the dwarf. He can't really actually pallbear very well. He's short.
Just
I wouldn't-
fucking watch me.
He gets out this bucket stilts that you tie around the strings on your shoes.
He can just reach up and... sure, it's just a symbolic thing at that point, but the symbology is all that matters.
By the way, Cass, my old buddy, I just wanted to apologize for leaving you back in the orc pits, but one man's ass can only take so much. I'll buy you a drink afterwards. Make up for it.
Huh? I'm sorry, have we met?
Ah, Cass. Such a forgiving soul, you've already forgotten about it.
Yeah, that's... Sure, I'm sorry, what are you, going by these days, old friend?
Nice.
Let me insight to see if I even noticed that being wrong. Nope.
No, everything is fine. He's just he's just assuming that you got you might have a code name here.
No, wait.
As you recall-
no, wait. Let me say it. Well, after the last incident back in Neverwinter, I had to go by the new name Scratches. Don't call me my old name. We don't want to bring any trouble.
Neverwinter isn't.
That's not a place in this.
That's Dungeons and Dragons.
Is this okay?
This is Pathfinder World.
If you should, if
okay,
you want
then
to,
Ravenloft.
I
don't know.
Say Absalom. Absalom. That's the biggest, most city in the fucking world.
God, yeah. The reason for Cass's amnesia is orcs fucked his brains out.
I mean, we are close to the hold of Belkson, which is where all the orcs are.
Either way, I'm sure we'll have time to catch up over a few drinks after we do this.
Did you want me to make up why you lost your memory?
Yes.
Okay.
Tell me.
Don't tell you. That's even better.
Don't tell me.
Okay,
All I
it
know
might
is
be
I
similar to
woke
that
up.
then. I'm kidding. Okay, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I might not be. I might not be kidding, but I'm also kidding.
I think after we do this for old Petrov, we should all raise a toast to him at the local bars.
I try not to drink too much.
Really? You're missing out on all the fun.
No, I'm not. It's way more fun to observe the people getting drunk. I have like one. If I have more than that, then things happen, and that's terrible.
Well, I mean, there's one thing I did want to bring up, Scout. In Pathfinder, when succubi sleep with people, they don't eat their souls.
I know.
They can, but they don't. They don't have to, anyways.
I believe you brought that up in Discord text.
Yep,
Yeah,
chat.
but she
I'm doing it for
never
fun. I did
said
reply.
anything about it, so.
It's for
Oh,
fun.
I don't remember that. Okay.
She's basically
mean-
just a cock tease.
The tail doesn't count, right?
Occasionally. You know.
I mean,
If you can actually get her drunk, then that might happen.
Anyway.
Yeah, let's carry this corpse. That's not how Shara puts it, of course. She's a nice person.
And he said anyway, and when DCL, who was trying to talk, just went quiet, so fuck.
oh no, I'm fine.
Dude!
I was
Relax.
just going to say, in character, that I probably sold my soul for less.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, just a little bit down the road, you meet with a few people. I didn't really have a really good character token for her, so Jominda
This is
Fallenbridge
fine.
is there. Hang on. Jominda Fallenbridge is there. She's just off to the side, and you are introduced to. Wait, can you guys hear that?
Yeah, Kino, you're echoing Stray's voice.
What?
Oh no, I meant can you hear what's going on in the room here?
Nope.
No.
Not
Okay, good.
enough to make a difference, no.
And you meet a man who introduced himself as the keeper of the local and only inn, Zokar Elkrid. You meet the man who, very portly man who calls himself Councilman Harthmont, very stern, no-nonsense fellow that looks like he doesn't really want to be here at all. And, of course, Jominda, the local apothecary and the professor's basically best friend and confidant. And as you're going down the road, you... here we go. So, I'm going to move you over to the Wrestlands. You guys are walking down what's called the Dream Wake. And you are going to be laying him to rest in Petros Lorimar's grave. Don't worry about that. I know it's not a spoiler because it's going to happen in a second.
Cool.
So, you're walking down the Dream Wake when you round the bend and come across what appears to be a ragtag mob.
Hmm.
Oh boy, what's this? What's
Rabble.
Rubble, rubble, rubble.
And a man steps forward, and the oldest of this group, he appears to be very wiry, thin man. That's far enough. We've been talking, and we don't want Lorimar buried in the Wrestlands. You can take him upriver and bury him there if you want, but he ain't going in the ground here. Kendra cries out in anger. What are you talking about? I arranged it with Father Grimbarrow. He's been waiting for us. The grave's already been... You don't get it, woman. We won't have our necromancer buried in the same place as our kin. I suggest you move out while you still can. Folks are pretty upset about this right now.
Hold on. Lower, you got this, alright?
Yes, I can carry the whole thing. It's fine.
Yeah. Then I'll step forward.
Meep!
Hold on, friend.
Are you guys going to drop the casket? Because you just dropped the casket.
No, Lois.
They all just fucked off the casket while she was at the back.
It requires
sake!
4.
It takes 4
I
people.
said that.
Yeah,
Going.
that's why I was talking to... I asked Lower if she had it. She had my bit of it, so...
Loa
yeah.
is large, but she still has the humanoid upper half.
Okay.
Yes, so some people need to go back.
Yeah, we already
Okay,
have.
I think we're good now.
Yeah, damn it. That's the point of playing a charisma character.
Well, you know, you don't have to also hold it aloft the entire time.
Is the point of playing a charisma character. The issue is that we're all playing charisma characters, and
Except the dwarf.
but anyway.
Stop babbling and let me lower the casket. For fuck's sake, this is heavy.
Kendra is sputtering with rage. Unless you talk now, she's going to yell.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Just. Other pieces. Hold on. What's your name, friend?
I am Gibbs Heffiness. I spent many years in the service to this nation, not to see a black magic user buried with my kin.
What do you got against black magic?
Shut up, DC.
I'm sorry.
This... I'm Amadeus. I am in the service of the Knights of...
Are we sure we should let the drunk person?
No, I really don't feel Mers has got this one handled.
I have this handled, I just have to check what I wrote on my bio.
Have this handled. I just forgot what character I'm playing. Orc.
I am in the service of a Grave Church Knights. I'm aware that where I am from is a distance away, but please, friend, if you have some issue with the professor, you know the duty of my order. You must understand. I despise necromancers and the creators of the undead just as much as you. If there's something that you believe it has happened, friend, please, can we not speak about this man to man?
Make a diplomacy check.
Is that persuasion?
Yes, persuasion.
Does anyone have anything they want to throw at me?
Diplomancy.
Yeah, Cass can probably assist and say, come on, I knew the professor for ages. He's no necromancer. Whoever told you this has been spreading lies.
Okay, well then now you don't have disadvantage.
What is
Jesus.
that fucking... Did someone stamp on their feet really hard?
That wasn't me.
No, we know it wasn't. It was straight. There's a fucking kid there. Have a enjoy +1. I have fixed that spell card now to actually have a 1d4 in it.
Okay, so it is.
So you're brought up from disadvantage to a straight up roll. +1 apparently.
20.
Nice.
20.
No, come back. You're supposed to be
No,
carrying the
we
casket.
put it down.
Oh.
Yes. Gibbs kind of looks at do you obviously carry like like symbols of Pharasma on you?
Yeah, there's probably some... It's a small symbol, but it's a symbol of Pharasma on my, like, on the clasp of my cape.
Well, your diplomacy check is enough. The thugs calm down and slowly start to sullenly disperse, shooting venomous glances at you. And for those of you with, say, big ol' cat ears, you can hear Gibbs muttering under his breath that he ain't tangling with no witch of Pharasma.
Why are there?
Stop! Why are you doing this?
Doing
Why?
what?
Why are there three scratches?
You've dragged your token icon out into the.
Wait, me?
There were 3 scratches.
You were making shadow clones.
Oh, what? Oh. Sorry, I was trying to do something with my token. How was I?
I don't know, man. You were
Stop
dragging.
trying to do anything with your token,
Maz.
okay?
Maz, relax. Goodness me.
I am relaxed. I'm just yelling at DCL.
I know, but you also go from 2 different volumes very quickly. Your Amadeus voice, I have to crank you up to about
sorry.
80%, and then whenever you exclaim, I have to drop you back down to 30 because it hurts my ears.
Oh yeah, DCL.
Yes.
For when like the parties on big maps, you know how people will typically make do like a token for it to represent the party. I usually just use the mystery machine one, but if you wanted to do one for this game, I will pay you for it
Case.
as something to represent the party.
It's just a bulge.
No,
Right?
it's a bunch of pallbearers carrying the casket.
Across the lands.
Anyways.
Wait, we Weekend at Bernie'sing the professor? We can't bury him here, but don't worry,
Anyway.
he's not dead!
All right. So, you lot are going to. Oops! I forgot to make Gibbs a part of my NPC page. I almost deleted that entirely, and I'd have to bring him back.
Anybody ever hear anything about this necromancer business?
Nope.
No. Someone's probably trying to defame the poor professor, and that he can't defend himself.
I know the professor is interested in was interested in all sorts of things, but necromancy is. That was far beyond him. Even at his most arrogant moments,
You would know for a fact that Petrov hated necromancy and everything about it.
It seems that when you become a great man, you just can't help but get a few detractors.
This is beyond the fucking detractor.
Well, if you haven't lived long enough to cause one angry mob, I say you're not living.
oh, he caused 2 or 3. That,
I know.
I
was
saw.
there with them.
Oh,
wait,
then,
never mind.
4 or 6.
I only remember 1.
All right, shall we settle on at least 7?
I bet it'd be a 10.
I don't think the one with the goats counted.
Man, this is just making me more and more sad that we're burying the old bloke. Had so much fun with him around.
You know how humans are. They don't tend to live for long.
True,
I only knew him a little bit, but he wasn't good. He seemed like a good man.
The man had
He
a good,
was.
fulfilling life.
I knew him for
Yeah.
years.
Kendra's
Oh.
gonna shoot the dwarf a dirty look when she talks about the frailty of humans.
I knew him for years. Or at least cat years. Same difference.
I know him for a few. He's a good guy. You know, Dark of the Light don't really mix with necromancy.
The man I trusted most. His death is unfortunate, and this bizarre turn to hatred around him, that's. I don't understand it.
The dwarves
the
talking
Miss-
shit.
Miss Kendra, do you know anything that would make these people more suspicious of your father?
Aside from being Ustalavian.
Aside from why would they suspect him of
don't-
being a necromancer?
They suspect everyone who dabbles in magic and that way of being something or another. They're a bunch of drunks and rabble rousers.
Hmm.
And as she's saying this, you guys turn the corner and you meet a very withered elderly man who approaches you. Kendra very quickly um, explains to Father Grimbarrow what happened, and Grimbarrow is shocked at the attack, and he indicates he recognizes the thugs as local farmhands and all of low character. And Councilman Heathmount sighs and promises to seek out the town sheriff to report the crime. Luckily, none of you were injured, so Father Grimbarrow doesn't need to heal any of you. And the procession continues to the grave, where they begin to lower the coffin in. Father Grimbarrow gives a short sermon and invites Kendra to say a few words about her father. She fights back her tears and briefly recounts a few of her father's more courageous or selfless moments. And then she invites each PC in turn to share a few stories, to talk about, how they knew the professor, or, some grand adventures you had with him before. They lay him to rest, and Father Grimbarrow makes sure that he can't be raised.
When I first came into what I am now, it was bizarre. I never thought that the power that I had, I never thought I would have it. And I never knew how to use it. I was young and foolish and misguided. And the professor, he found me when I was wandering, when I was desperate and needless, and he told me what I might do. He told me where I might go. Even beyond that, he looked into what happened, what caused it. He came to know me, not just as a weapon for gods, not just as some tool to destroy orcs, or even the demons of the world wound. He made the effort to know me as a person. He spoke to me man to man. The father I didn't know after my 7th year. He never tried to go beyond what I asked him to be, but the professor was a good man. He showed to me the best that man could be. Not just in what he was, not just in what he expected me to try to be, but beyond that.
Okay, Amy, reel it in there.
Shush, you. It's... He was a good man. And I'll step back and take my place sat beside a grave.
Why did you ruin that scowl? I want to see how long it would go.
And I couldn't let that happen forever.
And to see just how long Merce would ramble on.
You know, I had to make it stop. It was very
Alright,
funny.
I got a
though.
party token.
Cool.
Amy's wedding.
Poor... nice.
That's the party.
Nice. Poor Amy is very, very sauced. The news of the professor's death hit him very hard.
That's a terrible shame.
The professor was the man of the 3 Bs: booty, bounty, and booze. He was a great man.
Huh.
Me and the professor get especially well acquainted with the last one.
He was
Still
the
to this-
only human you knew who could actually keep up with you drinking. You were convinced that he was secretly a dwarf.
I've yet to realize how he managed to drink me. The professor is one of the only humans upon this land that has actually earned my respect. And I only wish that my deeds one day become as grand as his. So far, all I have to my name is a pile of smashed skulls and a couple of kegs of dwarven ale. That's all I've accomplished in my life.
Where do you get
Professor,
this?
oh, a professor was something else.
I thought those were very dwarven accomplishments, to be fair. Do you have a book that you put people who annoy you in? Because I think that that's another of their accomplishments. And they're very cool.
This is
I'm not
hardly a
gonna
time
be
for
victim
racism.
bastard.
Come on.
What?
My mother has one of those.
Yeah, so I was going to say, no, I've seen the books. That's the
actually
achievement.
that is very common from where I come from, but I'm not that vindictive.
Huh, fair enough.
When I miss the old man, I need a moment. Something got in my eye.
Yes, I did notice it started raining.
Alright. Has anyone not said something about the professor or just chosen not to?
I will say something.
Sagan?
I don't
sorry,
think
go.
Cass is gonna get up.
I will say something short. I will get up. I may not have known the professor for very long, but what I do know about him that he was a good man. I met him when he was on a delve for a relic of the Shining Crusade many years ago. He ran afoul of some long forgotten undead that were from that era, and it just so happened that that luck smiled upon him, and I was there that day wandering through, and I was just happened to be in the right place at the right time to save him. And I'm glad he did. From all that I have heard about him, he was a wonderful man. And I hope that the light of Saranre will help guide him to to Pharasma and his proper place in the afterlife. And that was it. That's it. That's all I'll say.
Alright. And for no reason whatsoever, everyone who spoke up, can you please all make a performance check? This will be a party performance check.
For absolutely no reason in particular, I shall roll my performance check.
Nice.
I'm crying.
13?
Just crying.
Why not?
Nice.
Doesn't matter. The 3 Bs.
The 3 Bs, they really fucking slew it.
I believe there needs to be one more person, right? Sheriff?
Did one more actually speak?
Oh yeah,
Didn't
I
Sheriff
wrote
do
stuff.
Yeah.
Boop.
Okay.
Boop. Couldn't not.
And yep. Wow, that actually did help you.
Woohoo!
I'm not going to tell you what for, though.
Mm.
And for that, the funeral will come to an end, and Kendra is going to invite you guys back to, well, she says her father, and then stops halfway through, and she goes, I guess my manor for a drink and to hear my father's last will and testament. He insisted pretty violently in the first letter we opened for him that his actual will not be opened until you are all in attendance.
Of course, knowing him, it's probably an order for us to all drink ourselves under the table.
Please, lady, lead the way.
All right, so
May I lag a little behind?
He just wants to look at our butts.
Roll performance to pose.
This- His tomb is not one I would wish to leave without someone to stand by its side.
if you wish, you may assist the father in blessing his bones so that he can't be raised as an undead.
You know, that sounds like exactly the right sort of thing for me to do.
Okay.
Do you want us to wait for you?
Go on. You can...
I'm pretty sure that will does mean all of us, so let's hang out. It'll be fine.
No. You can go a little ways. You can enjoy the reception, and I'm sure Professor Lorimar, he
Okay, buddy.
won't want you waiting by yourselves. There'll doubtless be some buffet that you can have.
Oh, come on. This was his last wish. He wanted us all to be there.
Yeah, no, we can do stuff, and then she'll lean in to scratch his ear. I think those two were a couple. He's taking it much harder.
I mean, he wasn't particularly versed, but he did marry.
Well, you
Couldn't tell
know,
with the guy.
could have been a tragic
She-
love. It's very adorable.
His wife also died when basically a couple years after his daughter was born.
Okay.
There's more explorative years, but either way.
Yeah, no, they might, you know. Then she'll smash two V's of fingers together.
Alright. So,
Well,
while have you guys decided what you want to do? You guys gonna stay here? Is half the party gonna follow? Because she certainly does not want to stay around her father's body anymore.
yeah, we're gonna.
I'm staying here, everyone else is going on, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, make me a religion check. As
All of
the
us?
no.
Okay.
Amadeus, as the
Oh,
father begins
goodness.
his rites.
Do I actually have to? Can I not
Yes,
just
you do.
assist? Oh,
No.
okay.
You have to actually see what he's doing.
Can anyone throw anything at me?
They're all gone, and it's like the first 30 minutes of an adventure, no one has inspiration. Not only is this like the best burial ever, you're certain that what he's doing aren't just like local watered down rites that will never actually prevent a body from being risen from the dead. No, this is fantastic. These local bumpkin rites will surely stop a necromancer from raising his body from the dead if anything bad happens.
I'll stick with him, sing the totally anti-necromancer songs alongside her father, and is it? Father, You, more than any other, you have done what a good professor would want. No, I won't say I'm happy, because I'd be happy if he was still alive, but you've done what would make me and him happy. If he were still living, this was someone else's grave.
So, do you perform burial rites yourself, or are you substantially, um, are you impressed enough with what the father did to just, go about your own way?
Man, with that one.
Well, even with the
I'm...
Nat 1, he comes from a different place, because these are different burial rites. Is it within your character to do the burial rites that you were taught as a Knight of the Order?
No outright rights, but maybe maybe just a couple of words. Like, one arrangement of a religion would say ba 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 ba, and me, I'll say, Professor, go unto Pharasma, and through her be directed across the plains unto your new eternity. Just, it's a simple difference. Nothing significant. Sorry, you guys. The professor is probably totally 110% not coming back as an undead.
Yeah, no, definitely not dealing with the Necrofessor.
Yeah,
Okay.
and, if I had rolled better, that would absolutely not result in things occurring differently, and...
Oh well, it's fine.
I'm...
You tried. You failed.
An attempt was made.
Yep.
All right. Now this is the city of Ravengrow. For the party token here, this is my new favorite thing in the world, by the way.
It's a good party token. Are you sure you even want to pay DCL for a new one? Because I don't think that one could be topped.
I mean, I'm sure DCL could try. If he doesn't want, if he doesn't want to, he doesn't have to, because he already volunteered to make minis for everybody. So it's not that important. We can keep Jake for now.
Good old Jake.
You can
All
tell,
right.
you can tell
Going-
this is a shithole
Sorry.
city because it only has the one tavern.
Well,
Yeah,
we're off
I
to
actually
the-
like that this is like the official city, right? And I actually found for like the landing page art, you see how you have like this little center of the town with the tree and everything, and how everything's laid out right here.
Yeah.
Now, if you look over here on the Ravengrow map,
Hey, what do you know? Literally, actually that.
so I'm rather pleased. All right, and you guys go down here to Ravengrow Manor. It's a little bit bigger than what they had in the game, but that's because I didn't really. What they had in the official version was really at odds with Professor Lorimar, the character. They basically built him up to be like a really wealthy, like adventurer, stuff like that, who had like a lot of artifacts and stuff he kept around. But then they just kept him basically like a two-story house. It's like, no, that's for like a 60-year-old guy who's been doing this for years and years. Nah. Well, more like 50. In any event, you are brought to, let me are they okay, so these two characters are here, and let me bring you guys over. What happened? Who left?
No one left.
Who? No one left. Pets left.
Did you guys?
Bueno.
Oh, okay.
Strays. Murs left.
Did her computer go
no.
crispo?
Oh, her computer might have gone exploded.
Rippo. Pippo.
Does her computer explode often?
Or she fell asleep on
Well,
her keyboard and started drooling into it, and it went pap.
Well, because she's not at her flat anymore when vacation starts. She vacations with her family. So
She's currently in
when
a
she's at her
roasting
flat,
hot room.
when she's in her flat, there she is. Hi. Your computer any better?
Hey, hi, hello. Yes, yes. It's probably not actually better, but it's behaving well enough that, you know,
Oh.
I'm able to talk for a bit longer.
Okay.
So we're at the Ravenloft Manor.
Lorimar Manor.
The Ravenloft Manor. We are at another IP.
This place is fucking gorgeous.
I recognize
Yes.
this background.
It's Alana's house.
Yeah.
And then Alana pops out. No, I'm kidding. Although Alana is my favorite character to play in that game.
She's great.
Now, why is Council Hearthmont here?
Because it's awake.
Oh,
He is the closest thing that this village has for a solicitor. So
I remember the Professor's shiny orb. He loved the shiny orb. Still never figured out what it did, except shine.
Okay, I guess no.
more importantly, we need to find the booze and start drinking.
Oh.
in any
Yeah.
event, you guys are all handed a. This is creepy Gothica town, so you are handed creepy Gothica town hard liquor, and what's his name? Councilman Vashian Hearthmont immediately trots over to the large chair, sits down, pulls out the will, and he doesn't completely approve. You have the feeling that he doesn't completely approve of strangers being involved in local matters. But the thing is, he seems to be, despite his appearance, he has an obsession with professionalism.
I'll give him a
So-
winsome smile at least.
Councilman Vashian produces a scroll case showing the professor's personal seals in a broken, breaks the wax, and opens the case. As he does, the small iron key falls out of the tube, clattering noisily onto the ground. Undaunted by the key, the councilman begins to read, eager to be done with the business. You have this.
Can I just sneak over and yoink that?
He didn't bother trying to pick it up.
I'm gonna go over and yoink that.
All right. And he starts reading. I, Petros Lorimar, being of sound mind, do hereby commit to this parchment my last will and testament. Let it be known that, with the exception of the specific details below, I leave my manor and my personal belongings entire to my daughter Kendra. Use them or sell them as you see fit, my child. Yet beyond the bequeathing of my personal effects, this document must serve other needs. I have arranged for this reading of this document to be delayed until all principals can be in attendance, for I have more than mere inheritance to apportion. I have two final favors to ask. To my old friends, I hate to impose upon you all, but there are a few others who are capable of appreciating the true significance of what I have to ask. As some of you know, I have devoted many of my studies to all manner of evil, that I might know the enemy and inform those better positioned to stand against it. For knowledge of one's enemy is the surest path to victory over its plans. And so, over the course of my lifetime, I have seen fit to acquire a significant collection of valuable but dangerous tomes, any one of which in the wrong circumstances could have led to an awkward legal situation. While the majority of these tomes remain safe under lock and key at Lepidstadt University, I fear that a few I have borrowed remain in a trunk in my Ravengrow home. While invaluable for my work and life, in death I would prefer not to burden my daughter with the darker side of my profession, or worse still, the danger of possessing these tomes herself. As such, I am entrusting my tomes to you, posthumously. I ask that you please deliver my collection to my colleagues at the University of Lepidstadt, who will put them to good use for the betterment of the cause. Yet before you leave for Lepidstadt, there is the matter of another favor. Please delay your journey a month and spend that period of time here in Ravengrove to ensure my daughter is safe and sound. She has no one to count on now that I am gone, and if you would aid her in setting things in order for whatever she desires over the course of this month, you will have my eternal gratitude. From my savings, I have also willed to each of you a sum of 50 platinum coins. For safekeeping, I have left these funds with Ember Theramid, one of my most trusted friends in Lepidstadt. She has been instructed to issue this payment upon the safe delivery of the borrowed tomes no sooner than 1 month after the date of reading this will. I, Petrus Lorimar, hereby sign this will in Ravengrove on this, the first day of Calistril, in the year of I don't care.
Hmm.
Like 4717 or something.
Yeah, but there are a period of 300 years that this game can be put place in,
True.
Rizindi. And I really don't care. The year doesn't matter according to the storyline.
Not the direct way of paying for my services, but I suppose I can do one more favor for good old Petrov.
Well, Lepidstadt. That's. I can absolutely spend a month here, and then go back to my home.
Right. Did I hear that right? 50 platinum. Not 50 silver.
50 platinum. That is right.
Yes,
Councilman.
quite right. My services no longer being required. Thank you very much for having me, and for the refreshment, but I really must leave. Kendra thanks him and dismisses.
May I ask if there is any future disagreement where some may dispute the actuality and the meaning of a good professor's will?
Certainly not. Good day, sir. And Councilman Hearthland leaves.
I like him. He's all business.
50 platinum for each of us.
In a month's time, dear.
I knew Petrov was loaded, but jeez.
Kendra just collapses into a chair and sighs deeply. I'll need at least a few weeks to decide if I want to sell my home or remain here. In any event, my father has already made it, so you can't collect your money for a month anyways. This manor is here at your disposal, food and board free. You may stay here and perform his final wishes.
Well, I've done more shameful things for 5 silver, let alone 50 platinum. I'll wait to get my payment done after we do this little job of his. Or could it be?
Yes, I remember my father once drunkenly told me about it.
Ooh, I'm sorry you had to hear that.
Honestly, I was half impressed you were able to take that much.
Well, on a bright side, you now get to
Do
dress
I
us
want
up.
to know?
No. But on a bright side, you at least get to dress us up in fancy little maid costumes and we can be around to help you for a month.
Say scratches, my dear. I happen to have this wonderful policy. It's rather well accepted. And Cheryl will reach into a little pouch and pull out a little card she'll hand off to Scratches. And on it says, don't ask, don't tell, curing STDs.
And thank you, but I'd rather not go where my father has gone before.
I mean, if you wish. I mean, he already paid.
Guys.
Yes, Dodsy?
Anyone else pay any attention to the part about the fucking evil books they'll have to recover? Or to the fact that someone really wanted to defame him and portray him as a fucking necromancer? He seemed to be getting carried away with a payment here.
Oh, come on, it's Petrov. What horrible things could he possibly be up to?
He may well be up to nothing.
His
but-
detractors, on the other hand, I'm more worried
Exactly.
about them.
My
Thank you,
father,
Amadeus.
my father was not up to anything, but he collected evil so that it may be studied, so it could better be destroyed.
Makes a lot
All
of
I'm hearing
sense.
is that he has a bunch of old dusty tombs that we have to deliver. It's fine.
Oh, right.
Tomes, not
Scratches.
tombs. You know,
Tome.
books.
That should be here in a chest in the house, but before that, Shara, there was something here for you. He always muttered about it. She'll stand up and go over to the bookshelf and then line her fingers around it until she comes across a particular book and pulls on it, and a small little door will open. She'll reach inside and pull out a bejeweled skull lined with silver, marked with all
Scully.
sorts of engravings.
We meet again.
I believe he wanted this for it to be given to you.
Yeah.
Morbid.
I will accept it and heft it from hand to hand. Ah, yes, this is Scully. Me and Petey found it, maybe a year or two ago, and thus far we have been totally unable to identify it, despite the fact that it smells very magic-y.
Aren't there spells for that? Like some magic spell, I think specifically called Identify?
Well, yeah, and we tried it,
resists-
but it didn't work.
It resists identify.
Huh.
We tried a whole bunch of stuff, but, you know, I guess we can't try anymore, so I'll do it. It's fine. I'll take good care of Scully. And give it a pat.
Also, now that we have that out of the way, has everyone rolling on the Gothic trinkets table yet?
Oh,
Yes.
I have not.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, let's see what you guys get. Who has not other than DCL? Just
Seriously?
DCL then.
Yeah, I think most of us have already done it.
DCL, roll a D100.
Didn't wake up for the shit. That was a 1d10.
3.
And then
Unlock.
That was a 1d10. A D100, you got a 50.
D100. Oh, okay.
Wow, right in the
Um,
middle.
Hand mirror backed with a bronze depiction of a Medusa.
Perfect.
Nice, he gave you a goth-ass mirror. He knows you very well.
He truly did.
But again, you guys can decide when Petrov gave these to you, but it was already decided between me and Scout that she wouldn't get it until now. And hers is also part of a separate backstory thing. Shut up.
Yep.
Did you already do it, Kanathis? I think you did, right? Kanathis!
55.
Oh, you just rolled?
I rolled it earlier.
Oh,
I already know what it is too. I looked it up.
okay, never mind. Cool. All right. So, with that, would you guys like to go and find the chest that the professor mentioned?
Sure, why not?
Yes.
After that, we
Cancel
can
stay for a minute and like comfort Kendra because everyone else is being kind of a douche.
What? Cher's totally here to help.
Absolutely.
She's gonna cock her head a little bit and then hesitantly place her hand atop your head and give you scritches. I always liked the cat folk. And then she'll like jerk her hand back. Oh, sorry. Is that racist? I didn't mean it.
Like she says that as Cass has like the Hago face and his tail's just wagging around. What?
Oh, I assume that's fine then.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I want to touch. Touchy, touchy, touchy.
Besides, Petrov made it
Awkwardly
very clear
adjusted
that I
his
was not.
collar.
Petrov made it very clear that I was not supposed to touch his daughter. Something about being a bad influence.
I can't
You
imagine
can-
why.
You can take your key, take the key and have the contents of the chest. I don't want anything to do with it. With what my father knew, I don't really want to be involved with stuff like that.
Well, I'll go check out the chest. Anybody want to come with me? I can't imagine. It's just a bunch of dusty old tombs.
Nah,
But they'll have company.
times, not teams. Again, it's books.
Look, you're gonna have to give me some leeway somewhere.
No.
I'll come with you. This is the last of the professor's works.
All right. And with that, I need to freshen my drink and use the restroom.
Okay.
Because this next part promises to take a while.
Fair. Then I too shall be right back to fetch a drink.
We're just opening books, guys. How bad could it be? It's not like Cthulhian horrors exist in this universe.
I'm sure we're all going to be fine.
Yeah.
Good
We'll
old
probably actually be fine.
It's good old Petrov. What could he possibly have that would be too horrible?
Deck of many things.
Oh god, that would actually make me terrified.
Yeah.
It would
It's
go
just- it-
in a
is-
in a locked strong box, and I would swallow the key to it.
Mm.
I want to throw
It's
the
just-
cards.
It is 100% the last thing he was looking at and made any notes about before he died, and all of his final scribbles vanished. So, yeah, this itself will probably mostly be fine, but it might also be that, you know, crazy thing where the dude is writing and watching about, you know, this secret wrestling tournament, and that
What?
tells you what never mind.
I heard secret wrestling tournament.
Amadeus has had one too many drinks. Can't blame him for.
No, it's like, as a hypothetical, the thing that the party's going and looking at might just be this list of books that includes a secret wrestling tournament, and looking at that, the secret wrestling tournament tells you the secret information that lets you catch the bad guy, while the rest of it is still entirely normal, and you go on and do normal things.
That's awfully optimistic of you.
Mm,
You cease that optimism at once.
I return.
no.
It's so fucking warm and gross and damp and sticky.
That's what you get for
Take
being
your
in an inferior
clothes off.
country.
I mean, I have to a degree, but if I would just stick to my chair 'cause it's that gross kind of humid. Like, I would rather have some layers on.
Oh.
I don't.
Mm.
Ugh. Yeah, I have
what
to
you
wear
get for
some
being-
clothes.
That's what you get for not being in America land.
It's true. It's true. Obviously, I need to move to one of those parts of Canada that is like, it just looks like a wooden shack in the snow, but it still for some reason has internet. If I can get me one of them, I'll be happy.
That would be pretty sweet.
And of course, I can still get that free healthcare, eh?
Actually, I'll be a couple of minutes myself.
Sure.
Or be our stray.
This is where we need to get everyone just like scratch cast into the ground. Scratch pile.
Oh god.
Please don't. You don't understand. He'll melt.
Puddle.
The party finishes and there's just a big cum stain on the front of his pants.
Like,
No. Here's the question. Loa has a fuzzy spider butt. Does it like scritches?
We haven't tried yet. We need to
okay,
figure this out for
look.
science. Oh wait.
Scientific
wait.
experiment.
But yes, me and Amadeus are going to go get the tombs. Is that right?
Tomes.
God damn it.
Think like the
Go
toes
on,
on.
mate.
Think like the toes on your feet, and then M. Tomes.
Okay, this is tome. This is tomb.
I thought that was actually in character.
No.
Oh,
One.
DCL baby.
It's okay. I used to call hors d'oeuvres hors d'oeuvres.
I mean, when Scout says it, it sounds like there's a B in it.
Tome. I mean, there is an E. It's at the end though.
I said B. Whatever.
I still say things horribly. Like for the longest time, I still say it horribly, and Snippy's made fun of me for it, and I can never remember what it is. Molin Lave?
Molon lave!
Yeah,
Come
see?
and get it.
Either way, we're going to go check out the damn books.
Yeah, and Cheryl's
Okay,
gonna go
is the
from
entire farm
scritching the
next
cat
day?
to trying to scritch this fuzzy spider bat.
You tried.
Well,
You
it's
got
very
pretty close to
fuzzy.
it.
So, is everyone going to go? Is
No.
Cass going to be able to extricate himself from Kendra's fingers?
I think it's literally just Scratches and Amy. Or and
Yeah,
and,
I
and
mean-
Dodzy if he's going with.
That there is no
I'll
world
go.
in which Cass attempts to extricate himself from Scritchland.
Yeah, and it's actually part of the character. I'm not kidding. It's right later revealed that she loves cats, and I thought it was incredibly funny that there were two cat boys.
I am legally not allowed.
Yeah, and she doesn't want to because, you know, she's not Steel. She's not going where Daddy went before.
I mean, her loss. Jeez.
I mean, I agree with you. Anno's a delight, but you know, that's this character.
Anyways,
And
check.
so,
Yeah.
you guys are going to go, and you're going to find that the key fixed the lock perfectly. And inside there are several old tomes and one relatively new one. The newest tome sits on top and bears the phrase "Read me now" scratched into the leather cover.
I'll shrug and pick it up.
All right.
Safe distance.
I'll open it up.
This appears to be the professor's journal.
I
His
found-
secret. Well, yeah, we're opening up and reading his journal. Is it his secret journal or his scientific journal?
Will never mentioned the journal. This appears to be a journal of his adventures so far. The majority of entries are relatively bland. You know, a lot of it is his issues and, you know, day-to-day activities in a small town. But there are some, if you flip through it, are, you know, there's the chapters of his adventures and stuff like that. It's a rather thick tome, and Scratches will find very loving, in very lovingly artistic detailed his encounter with you.
Oh, he did remember.
Yeah, and if your face in this depiction is anything to go by, he remembered it very fondly. It seems he was something of an artist.
He really
And-
lovingly depicted that goatsy. He got the walls of my anal cavities perfect.
In any event, you're eventually going to flip back to the end, because of course you are. That's what people do. I don't need to ask. And it says this, but you know, it says like days ago, blah blah blah. But that's just because I can't be asked to, you know. You'll see why in a second.
This is gonna be a pain in the ass to read.
Do you want me to read it for you, or better yet, someone with a better voice?
Ooh.
The whispering
Can
noise.
I would very much like if someone would read this aloud.
Sure, I'll
because
go
this
for
is-
it. I'm streaming, so my mic will come through better on that end anyway.
It
Okay.
will.
I was gonna read it. Fine, whatever.
Go for it. How are you with Casso?
Bad.
Yeah.
That's
This
what
is
I
great.
already knew.
Let's
can read
go.
it.
Fine.
Either let Scow or me read it, but Scow is
I could also read it.
Yeah.
Scow is recording, so
The Whispering Way is more than just a cabal of necromancers. I see that now. Underneath is their fountain of youth, uncovering their
Undeath.
Undeath.
Undeath is their
Undeath is their
youth.
fountain of youth. Uncovering their motivation does not place me at ease as I thought it might. Their desire to be eternal simply makes them more dangerous. It is as I feared. The Way is interested in something here, in Ravenfro.
Bro.
I know it looks like Fro and it amuses me. I want to name it wrong every time on purpose. But what could it be? Whatever the Way seeks, I am now convinced that their goal is connected to HarrowStone. In retrospect, I suppose it all makes sense. The stories they tell about the ruins and town are certainly chilling enough. It may be time to investigate the ruins. But with everyone in town already being so worked up about them, I'd rather not let the others know about my curiosity. There's plenty of folks hereabouts who already think I'm a demonologist or a witch or something. Ignorant fools. It is confirmed. The Way seems quite interested in something. No, strike that. Someone who was held in HarrowStone. But who, specifically, is the Way after? I need a list of everyone who died the night of the fire. Everyone. The Temple of Faraz must still have a list. Must have such a list. I see now just how ill-prepared I was when I first set out for the HarrowStone. I am lucky to have returned at all. The ghosts, if indeed they are ghosts, for I did not find it prudent to investigate further, prevented me from transcribing the strange symbols I found etched along the foundation. Hopefully on my next visit I will be more prepared. Thankfully, the necessary tools to defend against spirits are already here in Ravenpro. I know that the Church of Pharasma used to store them in a false crypt in the Restlands, at the intersection between Everskeep and the Black Path. I'm not certain if the clergy even know of what their predecessors had hidden down below. If my luck holds, I should be able to skip in and out with a few borrowed items. Tomorrow evening I return to the prison. It is imperative the Way does not finish. My caution has already cost me too much time. I am not sure what will happen if I am too late. But if my theory is right, the entire town could be at risk. I don't have time to update my will, so I'll leave this in the chest, where it'll have to be found, should the worst come to pass.
Old Petrov seemed to have gotten himself in a bit of trouble.
Yeah.
Alright.
Necromancers are at work in the old prison at HarrowStone.
You don't know this. You're not here, or are you?
I was.
No,
I fucking like 3 times said I was going to go to the book.
Yes.
Okay.
And by the by, I have added a loot handout that everyone can edit.
Cool.
I see. It was put the. I see. At least put the thievery skills I taught him to use.
All right, and so you guys have read that journal, and there are several other books there.
Hmm.
Any of them else looking new?
There appears to be there's a book cover that's rimmed in polished steel and clasped with a small but intricate lock, the keyhole of which appears to be for a key with a strange triangular shaft. The key nowhere to be found. There is also a jet black book that is bound in some kind of foreign leather. Though, if you make me a survival check, you can figure out what it is. And then there is, well, this one would be immediately known to
Is
your
it human
paladin.
skin?
This one would be immediately known to your paladin. There is another book called The Serving Your Hunger, which is one of several unholy books sacred to the goddess Urgathoa.
Urgathoa.
There we go. Urgathoa being one of the principal enemies of Serenre. There is the final book is a It seems to be a very normal looking book, but when you open it up and flip through the pages, you see only chaotic scrawlings, and basically it's the edgy. Even on perusing this book, you could just cut yourself with the edge within it. You'd have to make me a religion check to figure out what it is.
Well, I'm the one reading, so I'll give it a chance. Nope. Well, at least with a locked book, how big is that? Can I pocket it?
It is a large tome, and you could try to pocket it in front of, the paladin, the other members of your party standing there.
I mean, it's not like I'm trying to make an effort to steal it. I'm just like, hey, this is locked. If we ever find across the key, it's more convenient to have it with you.
These are the books. What are we supposed to do with these books again?
We're supposed to deliver them later.
You're
Where?
supposed to deliver them to Lepistalt, 3 of which are going to go to um, 3 of which are going to go to the university. But one of which, hang on. Lepistalt. Yeah. Hang on, I'm trying to skim this real quick. Yeah. Basically, deliver the collection to the colleagues at the University of Lepidstadt.
Yeah.
Okay.
In a month's time.
Okay. You know what? Out of sheer curiosity, it just so happens that my weird trinket is a ring of keys that I don't know what they belong to.
I'll hold the book up to Drider, Paladin Drider.
That is insanely serendipitous. I'm rolling with it.
I don't know. I accidentally one time was traveling through a town and I bumped into a man, and I thought he might have, after a little bit, I thought he might have been a pickpocket, but all my things were still in place. But in one of my pouches, there was just this ring of keys. I never could find the man again. It was very strange.
Well, try to open it up.
Do these keys look like they might fit this thing?
It may still will, even if they might fit.
All right, you going to insert?
Such as these books, they may well be villainous and unpleasant to read.
So there is a key on the ring that has a triangular shaft. Are you going to try it?
C55, a ring of keys for forgotten locks. Okay, yeah, sure. I mean, fuck it.
All right, you insert the key, twist it, and the locks fall away.
Oh wow, wow, whoa.
I will open and read it.
I didn't think that would actually work.
Oh no.
Is this some kind of?
Of course it worked. Petrov must have wanted
Wow.
you to be able to open and read it.
Okay,
How weird.
so can any of you read Verisian?
Is that a language that we could choose?
Because 5th edition is weird about languages, I'm basically going to say for like sub-languages like this, if you're have been living in an area for a while, I'm just going to say wherever you come from, you can speak the languages there are. And since you have one party member who's been here for 10 years...
Well, I'll shove it off to... Actually, I'll
Give
say...
me 2 minutes, okay? I have a mouthful of fucking cake.
Now I want to go get ice cream.
Can't
Wait,
read the scroll.
Hang on. Didn't that guy drop a key as well when you were opening the will?
It wasn't a triangular key. It was the key
It
to his
wasn't?
chest.
It was the key to the chest.
Oh, okay.
You
What
do
if-
know we could have always just forced the lock open. It's just a book after all.
I mean, yes, but we want to make sure not to damage the paper. If if worse came to worse, I could always just pick the lock.
Wonder who that man was I bumped into.
Probably Petrov on just one of his pranks.
This is going far deeper.
I
than
don't
thought
think it
would.
was.
They always like to be in a nat. I can't say it. Inanimate. Guys, you always correct me. Help me here.
I don't know what you're trying. I don't know what you're trying to.
You're like barely getting into the word before aborting. I have no idea what you're saying.
God damn it.
What are you trying?
I
I
can't.
done.
Type it.
Fuck it. I can't say it.
Okay.
Well, yes, I will
Um,
hand the book off to Amadeus.
Yes. Amadeus was born in Varizia. You know, when I was like 10, 11, my parents sent me to Lost War to go and be a hero, because of course that's what ASMR is meant to be, of course, isn't it? But that's still like early development in life. I can probably read it, right?
Stray.
You will be able to read this, yes. Like I said.
Okay. Sorry, just.
Alright. If you hand the book over to Amadeus, he'll open it, start reading it, and it's completely gibberish. It appears to be written in code.
Ah, let me see.
This
Oh,
is a little cigarette of a man. Scaramouche, Scaramouche. Yes, he does, Fandango.
If you read it out to me, does it sound like thieves can't?
No, it does not.
Not any codes that I recognize.
So negative. What about a thieves can, huh?
I'm gonna.
Can you do the Fandango?
Scout, I hate you so much sometimes.
Same to you, Mercedes.
But yes. Well, no code or cipher that I recognize. Maybe we should ask his daughter. For all she's a bright cookie. She'd be good about these whole book tome thingies.
Or we can settle down. We can split one of the professor's good bottles and just think and talk about what this message might be.
Yes.
He's
Three of these books,
dead.
other than the one you're holding, are supposed to be delivered to the university. The one you're holding has a letter on it that's indicating that it should be delivered to Emperor Theramid, a judge at Levenstalt Courthouse, and it asks you for this delivery to be handled discreetly, so includes the address of Empress' home so the PCs can deliver it there.
So we shouldn't tell many people about it. Though what's this
No.
business with the whispering way?
Just settle down. Get a bottle, get me a glass, get yourself a glass as well. Nothing of this is so important that it needs to be done immediately. Please.
Well, I suppose we have a month.
No, well. As I understood it, there was a month, and we're some way into the month.
Actually, to
But
clarify, is that the case?
No.
Yeah.
A month from you reading the note.
So we got a month, and we're supposed to wait the month before going to go deliver the things, right?
Yes,
Yes.
a month from his burial.
Yeah, okay. Just making sure. All right, then. So I suppose the suggestion to chill out and open up a few drinks is not completely without merit, but he did seem a little worried about time being of the essence in his note. and he said he didn't have time to update his will. So I think a little tiny side conversation with his daughter might be in order.
If you go back to the main room where you left Cass and everyone, you find Cass curled up in a chair and Kendra gone.
I'll walk over to Cass and gently wake him up by giving him tiny ear scratches. Cass. Cass.
Huh?
Wake up, my friend. Do you know where
I'm
Kendra
awake.
is?
She retired to her room.
Ah, best not to bother her then. I guess I'll just have to wait for the morning. But we found some interesting notes. Seeing Petrov was up to some business before he finally hit the bucket.
I mean,
Not
PD's always been
necromancy,
up
I
to
hope.
business.
No, nothing of that sort. Just a book of random scribbles and some notes about some whispering way that he was getting himself involved with. Said the entire town might be in danger or something. Probably just another one of his adventures.
Could I perhaps roll a knowledge check on the Whispering Way?
Why, indeed you can. And there were 4 books aside from his journal.
Yeah.
What
2 of
check
which
would
you know
that
what
be?
they are. Now, would you can do one of 2 checks. You can either do a religion check, because you can do a religion check, or you can do a history check.
Both I have -1 in, which is why I did not make that roll.
Thank you. Could
And
you,
you can have
perhaps
one.
guidance me?
Yeah.
Cool. There.
Nice.
All
I
right.
pass guidance on via Scratch.
Guess the happiest boy.
Careful now, or you'll have a kitty pup
What?
to wipe up.
Okay. So what is the end result?
22.
22?
Mhm.
All right. Actually, to translate this from Pathfinder, I think you get.
God, who is that kid?
I don't like it either. You're gonna have to live with it.
Oh no, I'm just like, whose of your families is it? It's just-
Lol.
it's
That's
an
what
it.
I call it.
Ah. Right. That's the way it goes,
So-
sadly, stupid breeds.
So, with a 22, I believe.
Yep.
The exact details on the society are difficult to discern, but chief among them are the Whispering Ways Golds are discovering formula for creating liches and engineering the release of the Whispering Tyrant. Agents often travel to remote sites or areas plagued by notorious haunts or undead menaces to perform field research or even to capture unique monsters. Their symbol is a gagged skull, and those who learn too many of the way's secrets are often murdered, their mouths mutilated to prevent their bodies from divulging secrets.
No.
The
I prefer
professor's
the ball
mouth
gag.
wasn't mutilated, was it?
The professor's head was crushed.
By a
Oh,
rock.
right. So Cass will say, "Oh my, that's. I think the professor may have been murdered if that's the case. This group,
You think?
they involve themselves in matters of the undead, trying to release the Whispering Tyrant, and they have a tendency to mutilate or destroy their victims' heads so that they can't speak after death.
And how did they say Petrov was killed?
A
Big
rock
rock smashed his
crushed
head.
his head.
That
It
was
could
very
be a
suspect.
coincidence, but at the same time, it would work.
don't-
It's a good way to cover it up and still fill out your creepy cult credo.
There are no coincidences.
Yes, there are.
I agree with
Never
Amadeus.
are.
I don't know. It's rather suspect to think Petrov, of all people, would die to a rock falling on him.
Oh no, I do agree that the murder seems very likely in this case.
The gods favored him too much for such a way.
Yes.
So,
We just
We're-
stumble upon a fucking necromantic cult.
I mean,
I think
sorta.
I'm just going to slowly come to terms with that.
Sure.
think about the land we're in. If anywhere we would find it, it would be here.
All right, my little friend. How about this? Drink your glass twice over and then come back and
I'm going to fetch a bottle. There
Yes.
will be a lot of skulls that will be in desperate need of smashing.
yes, you will be in need of several bottles.
No, I like the way you think.
Well-
So, do you think we should go to one of these places in the morning then? From that,
Nice.
that little old letter you got there, it seems. Sorry, little journal. It seems that. Let's see here. False crypt? Prison?
I'm certainly interested in whatever the clergy has that Petrov had his eye on.
The
Yeah.
thing that he says, because I know it's hard to remember, there is apparently a false crypt in the graveyard where he was buried, where the followers of Pharasma have hidden anti-undead weapons.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah.
We should
It's-
check that out. and
that's
see
what-
we want.
That's what the Wrestlands is.
Mm.
Honestly, that has my
As a follower of Erasmus, I'm just going to side-eye every suggestion of that, so...
I mean, I think that if we need to go smash up evil ghosts, then we might need some help from that Pharasman. Little placey place. Say,
I don't know
Amy,
about that.
Amy, you're a Pharasma person. How do they feel about borrowing in order to go smashing on that?
The orders are more than happy to bring in the weapons they possess and destroy all of the undead.
I'm
Great,
not
so they
hearing
won't
a
mind
yes or a no, so let's do that.
There isn't a yes or a no, I am afraid. This is just one of those things where... Well... It's not meant to be done by random adventurers.
We're
Ah, of
not random
course.
adventure-
If you
We're not
don't
random
ask for permission, then you can't get told no.
We're not random adventurers. We all had connections to Petrov. He was our friend. Some to us like a father. If anybody should be going to get revenge on Petrov's murder, it should be us.
I hate revenge, it's such an ugly word. I mean, we need to do some justicing, certainly. We need to, bring the light to evil necromancers and do good deeds. I don't
Revenge.
like
Better name for
revenge.
Revenge, justice. The point is that
Vengeance!
That
Oh no,
Petrov-
you triggered the dwarf.
The point is that Petrov would have wanted us to do it.
Well, I mean, if he left that here, then yeah, he kind of expects us to go grab some ghost butt whooping weapons and then go whoop ghost bat.
But what after that? That's
After
the
that, we
real
deliver the
question.
books and get paid. Of course.
I mean, we need to go to this prison while there are ghosts.
HarrowStray.
That's right. The HarrowStone prison, by the look of things.
Just checking in again, because a lot to remember. He said that there's a false tomb where the anti-undead weapons are, correct?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
right next to where
Or-
we buried the professor just earlier today. So we could
Or
actually go
those-
back there tonight and go pluck those up.
For those not in the know, Pharasma is the goddess of death, and she despises two things: when people steal the souls of the dead that are out of the river Styx, like hags do, and she hates undead because they
Man.
pollute the national order, the natural order.
The national
Zan-
order.
Zan-
Stand your ghoul.
Zanza missed his god for sure.
And
did.
also people who try to become immortal.
Yes.
She doesn't like that either.
What about people who started
But she's also not allowed to interfere with people taking the test of the Starstone, which she doesn't mind because no one ever survives the test of the Starstone.
Except Caden Kalian.
Yeah, except for 3 people in history: Caden Kalian, Iomedae, and Norgerber.
Nurgerber.
That's
Well,
what
we
it
all
is named.
That's a great name.
We all seem like a bunch of self-motivated adventurers. Why don't you say we go out, march, and get those weapons, and we prepare for whatever this Whispering Way has in store for us?
I mean,
Would you like to wander Ustalav at night?
Of course.
Do we have any reason to believe that that would be a bad idea?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
look,
Ustalav.
Look, do I
Okay.
look like some sort of Nance and
So-
milks up to you?
If you want it put in character. No, we do not want to move now.
Even as a rogue who would
These
prefer the night?
Dark hours. Things walk that are beyond any of us. You have a talent with the blade that is very remarkable.
Are you
And when
talking
the
about
sun
my penis?
shines, no, El. You know what?
Because I don't think you've seen my swordplay, though I thank you for the compliment.
He's talking about your short sword, not your long sword.
Haha. But yes, if the nights are so dangerous around these parts of Ustalav, then I suppose we can wait till morning. What walks these nights? Not much of a native here.
Things enough that you would not want to be acquainted with.
Rather vague. Are we talking particularly router street hookers?
Things that would leave you no longer yourself.
I don't think that changed the answer.
Really did.
There's
Your-
undead and other
you-
monsters in the night.
Mm.
Oh, undead.
I
Mm.
like this guy.
I mean, I ain't afraid of no ghosts, but I guess if it's no difference between going now and waiting in the morning, then we might as well wait in the morning when it won't be... Wait, if we need to break into a false crypt, we don't want all those stupid people hanging around again. Part of me likes the idea of, like, wading through the evil instead of having to, push over a bunch of stupid farmers who don't know any better.
Well, first of all, they were just there because they knew you were going for, burying the guy that day. But aside from that, unless you're playing to your character's stupidity, everyone knows Ustalav is the land of werewolves, vampires, and black dogs.
Fair
I mean,
enough.
what's wrong with the black dogs?
Come on, man.
Contractually obligated.
I know.
You'll get a slap eventually.
I mean, I rather like vampires. They come to grow rather kinky customs.
What?
I'm going to give you one chance to not be a mind-controlled moral.
I'm joking, I'm joking. Let's stay in for the night and go in the morning. Seems much safer.
So, you were talking about your long sword, was it?
I mean, my pants are right here.
Lewd.
Wait a minute. Are you women?
I mean, my pants are right here.
That's very obviously a trap, boy. I can tell, you see. I have the gift of trap sight.
At least Cass is a man. No, wait, Cass is a woman.
No, Cass has got a cute little trappy pouch. It smells it on him.
I mean, all I'm saying is that you can't tell the difference.
Does everyone here have a dick?
No. I mean, I have a
All
tail.
No.
All
The
I'm saying is
box
you can't tell the difference
stereotypes.
from behind. Petrov certainly didn't mind.
I certainly see that you haven't changed at all.
You... You and the professor.
Did I not make that implication very clear?
I chose to ignore it earlier. Wow.
Something of a favorite lover of mine. All it took was one drunken night of his, and he regretted it severely afterwards, but he got over
I didn't know the professor was a sexual deviant. I'm fine with this.
it.
Tonight is a night of learning.
Indeed it is. Oh well. Perfect excuse to get drunk.
Let me put it this way. He banned me from his daughter not because of what I did to him, but because of what I was willing to receive from him.
You do know you get advantage on that, right? You have to roll twice.
Ah.
Oh, you're a dwarf, man. Alright, there we go. Crunk.
Okay.
Drunk.
He was dedicated to the brain bleach right now.
Oh.
Well, either
There
way,
are a number of complaints I would bring up to you, but still, I am just going to go back and have my own drinks and. Really, you and the professor? That's impressive.
Adorable. I mean, they're not that different in age, are they?
Yes.
yes.
The professor was like 60.
So? He's-
Scratches is like
He was
20.
no, he wasn't 60.
How old was he?
He was like late 40s, 50s. He was
Oh,
a silver fox.
Yeah.
it's not as bad.
He was a Delph.
Exactly. And he was confident without being cocky and just like an all-around fun guy.
Does that mean he carried around plenty of mushrooms?
I mean, yeah.
Nice.
He started adopting catnip once I became a regular.
I wonder if there's a stash of that. I'd love to see you two all nipped up.
Scratches just pulls out the journal and points to the page with him in it.
It's just him doing lines off the professor's dick.
I'm
you had
just gonna
adventures.
go to bed now. Good night, everybody.
Don't forget it's the key with a little rose on it.
Good night, Cass. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Good night.
I guess I should sleep too.
I think I'm going to go and fetch the dwarf. He's climbing on the bookshelf.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
I think it's time someone went to bed.
Loud dwarf is singing.
I will fly up in case you need assistance.
Aw.
I will.
Agora queima camaram.
We'll get like one arm each and body carry him down.
I'm not going to stop him from singing, but
No. No.
he can sing his way into his bed.
I didn't know Dwarven sounded so much like Greek, but you know.
It's just the YouTube video.
Why is everyone climbing up here?
Well, I want.
Join me as
I
the
wanna-
king of the high mountain. I will lead us into a new age of peace and prosperity. We shall crush all who stand before us. With me, my minions, to glory.
Thump.
I was saying I wanted to figure out the exchange rate for my soul with Shara.
Oh, you're a sweetie, but I don't really go for souls.
That's okay. I'm pretty sure I have mine out on Lynn. Just a few other people.
I will flutter back down, give a big old scritchy scritch with both hands. You know, really get in there like scritches.
Oh, really quick, because chat asked the test of the Starstone. A really long time ago, a stone fell on Galarian, and anyone who touches it becomes a deity. But the thing is, the stone has ways of protecting itself, and on top of that, one of the few things that the gods agreed on, like Asmodeus and the other gods, was people shouldn't really be able to do that so much. So there's a huge labyrinth around it. If you touch the Starstone, you become a god. But the thing is, everyone who's tried, and believe me, lots of people want to become a god, just over the course of time, hundreds of millions of people have tried and died, and only 3 people have succeeded. And Caden Kalian is known as the lucky god, or the fool, because he did the test of the Starstone blackout drunk, and he can't remember how he did it. He did it on a dare.
I mean, that is the kind of
Because he
god that
wanted
I
to
can
sleep
get
with
behind.
Sarenrae.
So,
I can respect.
Yeah,
that.
I can understand the motivations.
well, that wasn't actually true. He did it on a dare. But he has also been known as like the biggest harmless flirt among the good gods, because he's chaotic good. He's the god of freedom and choice, and really good alcohol.
You say that's not true, but that is something that was put about as an actual thing in several Pathfinder books.
Yeah, well,
for a
some
bit.
people, some people say that, but some people say like a bunch of other things. The only thing that is confirmed is he was really drunk and doesn't remember why, and that it was a bet.
I picked the wrong god. Oh well.
So, Shara, can I interest you in a kitty sandwich?
No, you can't, but you're adorable for trying.
Oh, come on. I could get Cass involved and it'll be a whole thing.
No, that's sweet of you, but I prefer sleeping alone when the day is done.
Gonna. Just cause I want to see this fail. Nah, not that one. I wanted to roll in that one and be like, yeah, no, you're just being a tease.
Yes means no and no means yes. I mean, she is. It is her flaw that she is an outrageous flirt, but she is also just a total cocktease.
For now, I need my wingman cast to make sure I don't go in too deep. So, I'll go to bed for now. I'll rope in cast on this later.
Yeah, it's gonna take some special level peer pressure. I'm gonna if the dwarf is unable to be pulled from this, like.
Oh no! I will pick him up and take him away. Take him to a room.
Should all sleep as
toss at him.
Just huck him in, and then like someone in the military would huck a flashbang. You just like huck a bottle of whiskey and then like slam the door.
I'll give him a bottle of wine and push into his just put it in his hand and then push him into the room. And close the door. Have fun.
So what are our rooms like? Our accommodations in this place?
I'll sleep carrying on the professor's journal.
For all of you but Cass, your rooms appear to be rather ornate, but it seems like the professor had too many books and stuff for his own good. So have you guys seen like Howl's Moving Castle?
Yeah.
Do you remember Howl's room?
Yeah.
Pretty much all the rooms are kind of like that.
I noticed I was the only one who answered.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I kind of assumed that everyone's seen Ghibli films at this point. They're just kind of ubiquitous.
I've seen a handful of them. I actually have yet to get around to watching Howl's Moving Castle.
Yeah, I do not remember that.
Actually,
I read the book. I didn't watch the movie.
I read the book when I was younger, and then the movie came out, and I was super excited about it. Like in the book, Howl's Moving Castle didn't walk; it was actually a floating castle that floated like about a meter off the ground.
Yeah, but walking was more visually cool.
And a lot of the things in like the movie weren't true to the books, but you know what? I really liked them anyways. And all your rooms kind of look various like this.
Can I manage?
It's like a lot of.
Okay.
Go ahead. What?
Can I manage to find the professor's room?
You could go and try to find the professor's room. Sure.
I'll try to find the professor's room.
All right. You end up checking everywhere, and nowhere seems to be like something the professor would be into until you go to the basement.
Ah, there we go.
it seems like he's over. Like the manor is huge, and the basement basically takes up the entire base of the manor with giant pillars driven through it in a dwarven fashion. You'd guess that he had dwarves build his home, and that's where he lived. Because he'd rather prefer one huge room.
Smells like him, the old bastard. Surely gonna miss you. Take a drink, pour out a cup, and put it down in the basement as my own little silent sign of respect. Then finally go back to bed.
Yeah, I'll look around the very, very stuffy looking bed and sigh. And I'm gonna just grab up all the bedding, head back out of the room, and go find somewhere high up just set up a little sleepy spot. Yeah, I can't deal with clutter. Absolutely not. Nope, nope, nope.
That's all I live in.
I mean,
My bed is just a clutter of pillows.
yeah, real me myself, it's a fucking mess, but no. I figure share for one of those people whose rooms tend to be like mostly fucking empty, maybe like a nice picture on the wall or something, and then cupboards to keep shit in.
My room's like a computer, a bed, and that's it.
My room is desk, computer, bed, but I've got like a fucking printer, scanner, an extra chest of drawers. There's like a guitar, there's fucking just shit all over the floor. Got an ensuite bathroom that takes up a large chunk of it, and I've got one half-working ceiling light left in my ceiling. Huh?
How do you have a printer?
What do you mean, how do I have a printer?
No, why do you have a printer?
I used to be an accountant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like this explains a little bit too well, actually. No, actually, it's a relatively new purchase, this one. I needed to get a deed poll off for name change and stuff, and I was like, I should just own one of these. It's more important that it's one with a scanner in it, which is far more useful, because that I do still need for things like receipts and shit. If I ever get anything expensive.
You're still alive, Barzendi.
Hi, hello, my friend.
Hello, Mars.
I hope you're not too hungover tomorrow.
I am so jealous.
Gonna be so fucking just sauced.
Drink plenty.
Yeah, I am alcohol at this point. I am
Drink.
living alcohol.
I am alcohol.
Drink plenty of water.
You're gonna be dead.
No, fuck you.
You're gonna wish you were dead
I
tomorrow.
hope this is recorded.
I mean, of course it is. It's on stream.
Yeah, I want to clip this and play it back to Mers tomorrow.
Mars, baby, you
See-
inspire me.
No, Snippy, don't call me Mars, baby. That's just weird.
I know, that's exactly why I'm doing it.
Yeah, so don't fucking do it.
You're powerless to stop me. Oh wait, no, shit.
Oh, I am entirely
You're in the wrong domain.
of power to stop you.
Fuck.
But yeah, DCL, here's the thing. I am entirely aware and conscious about all of the silliness and absurdity and drunkenness.
So you'll be entirely aware of the moment I said drink water, and you said fuck off, when you are having hungover tomorrow.
I won't be hungover tomorrow.
I don't believe you.
If it's like legitimately no hangover, then I'm jealous. I found as I've like climbed into my late 20s, hangovers fucking kick my ass.
Yeah,
Well,
no.
yeah, you're in your late 20s. I'm not even 22 yet.
Yeah, I remember.
I'm a young little slut.
I remember.
Wait,
looking
Mers
at
is
this-
younger than I am?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I
Yeah,
know,
she's
right?
21.
The fuck?
And remember looking at this really true meme, right? And it's like hangovers when you're 20, and then it's just like some guy like walking about town getting food. That's hangovers when you're 27, and there's just a picture of a guy laying in bed like clutching a Gatorade bottle to his chest.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't do hangovers anymore. Yeah, like if I'm drinking enough to know that I'm going to be hungover, I prepare for hangovers now. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, this hangover is going to kill at least half my day, so if I get this much done, then I can make up for losing at least half a day.
Welp, we all go to bed,
Mm-hmm.
and we all wake up tomorrow. Does the manor disappear or cave in on us or something?
Yep, you're all dead. End the campaign. Thanks, guys.
Well,
I
See you
knew it
next
was a
time.
troll.
All right. So, you guys are gonna wake up the next day. Kendra will leave her room about the same time as Cass and smile at him thankfully before wandering back down to the main hall.
I give Cass a pat on the back.
Huh? Good morning, Scratches.
Just giving you a good job pat on the back.
Cass will just smile cluelessly.
Well, either way after that, just gather up the rest of them.
Yeah, I'll gather my bedding back up, flap on down to where my room actually is, put the bedding all in there, and pretend I was asleep in there the whole time. Oh boy, what a lovely night's sleep. It was great. Hello, everyone.
Good morning.
Good fucking morning, everyone. Does anyone remember anything from yesterday?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
Just keep all
Dodsy.
my clothes on.
The rest of us weren't blackout drunk.
Did I
Goodness no.
keep all my clothes on?
Yes, I think. While you were out
No,
here.
you
at
actually
least.
slept with me. By the way, I'm pregnant.
I'll have to murder you later.
How do you feel about
No, you-
stairs?
Give me deception. No. No.
You know,
No.
I'll roll deception.
No. No. No.
Not only do you think Scratches is a girl, you think he's pregnant.
How is this possible?
Normally,
I mean-
normally I would argue this, but dwarves have a notoriously hard time telling genders from other races than their own.
Mm.
I mean, you were just so persuasive last night. I couldn't really say no at that point.
What did I do?
Everything.
It's more like
long did
who
that
did
last?
you do?
You did everything a gentleman would.
Which
Except
means you're married
marriage.
now.
Yeah, I'm a cleric. I officiated it.
I hope we're still on for our honeymoon.
I hear HarrowStray is lovely this time of year.
My honor as a gentleman dictates that
Your alignment is dwarf. You have to follow dwarven tradition.
I have to take you back to the 5 mountains, back to the hold, and explain this very awkward situation to my mother.
Well, we can do that.
What's
after
awkward
we-
about it, my friend?
It's tradition.
You're a young gentleman. She is a young, gentle lady. Sure, she's not a dwarf, but
Oh,
You never
don't
know.
worry,
Give her enough
it's
to
going to
give her enough
kill
time,
me.
and maybe she'll grow a dwarven beard for you.
We can explain all of this after we get our job done. For now, this morning, we have a tomb to go rob.
It's
My
not
mother is going
robbing,
to
it's a
castrate me.
false tomb borrowing.
Ah, right, I forget. I'm among morally upstanding folk.
yes.
We're only going to
Tomb
borrow the
invasion.
implements.
Tomb is
Tomb
Perel.
exploration.
Visitation.
Yes, visitation.
I think we can afford to be honest with each other. It is at least an invasion.
Okay. Well, I mean, we were saying that mostly for your sake, what with it being, you know, your gods, people's, whatever. Onwards! Oh, we should probably tell Kendra. Say, Lady Kendra.
Kendra was listening into your entire conversation and has been trying very, very hard not to laugh.
I'm gonna go over and slightly put a hand up to Shara's mouth and whisper in her ear. Petrov didn't want her daughter involved in any of this. If we tell her something, she might be put in danger.
I was just gonna say we're gonna be out of the house for a couple of hours. Jeez.
No. Also, I have good hearing.
Wait, no fair, I'm a rogue. I can whisper.
Yep.
Well, as soon as you guys started bringing stuff up, you guys wandered away to whisper with each other. She's not dumb. And she knows exactly what you're doing because she was there the entire time.
Well, Scratches will flinch.
She wasn't around for the journal reading and the stuff about the false crypt, actually. She'd already disappeared for bed.
Yeah.
In either event, she wants nothing to do with any of this.
Yep. I was just going to, you know, let her know. And also ask questions, because she's an informed NPC, at least to a degree. Is there any chance of other people coming and bothering us while we're going in there? Because that might make things very awkward.
No one goes to the Wrestlands out of superstition unless they have something they need done.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. I will stop this from devolving anywhere into something even worse. Dodrum.
Yes.
Nothing happened. Nothing untoward happened to you last night. You got drunk and climbed on bookshelves, and I climbed up and took you down and put you to bed.
You're telling me I didn't get married.
No, you did not get married. You are a blissful bachelor still.
I'd say you'd have to make a persuasion roll that beats my deception.
No, you wouldn't.
I was joking.
So, I don't have to take Scratches to my mother.
No, you don't.
Not unless you want to.
No! I'd rather not get my fucking head caved in by a hammer.
They were just having some fun with you, I suspect.
Please.
It was a little bit of fun.
No, don't ever let me marry something while I'm drunk. Or someone.
I thought that was a dwarven custom anyways.
No. I mean, it is, but... You see, last time one of my family members decided to follow that custom, we end up with me.
How many nations were struck by demon invasions?
No fucking idea.
Is
Never
that
got to
food
meet
for
my
thought?
father. Just drunkenly bunked up my mom and then fled the fucking hold.
Sounds like a real jack.
It is. I'll find him one of these fucking days. I have his name.
Of course. I assume you copied it out of your mum's book.
I'll find him. I'll do my mother proud.
Are you
Beat
going?
the shit out of that bastard.
Well, that
Like a
makes
good
sense.
father and son would.
I can agree with it. That sounds like a lot of fun. Promise you'll let me
Right.
watch.
And to be fair, in dwarven culture, that is like very shameful. They're very proud of like names and family.
Yep.
Yes, you don't just fucking knock up someone and then flee the entire hold. A family
You're at
line is
least-
sacred.
You at least tattoo your name thricefold on your wife's back, so that you know that you can at least say that you've been thrice honored.
It turns out Dodrim has his own tiny little book of grudges. Because in no continuality do I believe that dwarves don't have Book of Grudges. It's just in every timeline. That's what dwarves have.
They have to make the list.
It fits with their concept in an incredibly good way. Yeah.
But yes, just continue on towards the tomb.
No scratches. That little joke of yours might have cost you your life. My mother just does not take kind to outsiders. She might have tried to kill you. Just saying.
She would not be the first.
And there would
What
be
have
an
you
entire...
done?
What
to
haven't
get-
I done? Like I said, if you don't have a few angry mobs after you, you haven't lived life.
Are you a politician by any chance?
I think I'm going to have to keep an eye on you again, Scratches.
I mean, I'm glad to have you back too, is my little conscience.
Here's an alternative idea. We every night tie him down.
I mean, I usually charge for that.
Wait,
Yeah,
are
we
you
had
two
5 silver.
old adventuring companions.
Of course, Loa here was such a sweetheart. She kept me from getting out. She got me out of some trouble by kindly explaining my situation to a few angry locals.
I can see where someone like you would find that helpful.
After that, I swore to be on the straight and narrow.
Mm-hmm. See, I swear on it, huh?
I swore on it.
Uh-huh.
Who did you swear by?
I swore on it.
Yeah, that's literally not answering my question.
I think that was the point, Amy.
He swore on
Swore on me mum.
No, swore on Calistria, and I think only Kanathis would get that joke.
Alright, let's go to this place. Cheryl will make sure that her gear is all pulled into place. Got a mace, got a shield, got a crossbow.
Follow blade.
So speaking of old adventuring companions, it's nice to see you again as well,
Talking to Cass or to Scratches?
Cass.
Huh?
Yes, it's been a long time. I wasn't sure if it was you on the funeral, but after watching you for a time, yeah, I'm pretty sure that it is you, Cass.
That's my name, but I'm sorry, I don't think we've met before. You're Loa, right?
Yes.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Hmm.
Sorry you have me mistaken for someone else, but
I don't know.
seems to be
Someone
a
with your
recurring
fashion
thing.
sense, I'm pretty sure I'd remember it.
Cass with the ass? I'm pretty sure if you met him,
I
you
do like
remember
the
his
boots.
backpack.
I do like.
They are very nice boots.
Oh, well, thank you.
Have to get me a pair of that. Then again, I can't really do that. I like reveal I got the little demon spurry heels instead. They clop
Aren't you a
clop.
shapeshifter?
Why would I want to change my shape? Look at me.
Where cute.
Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. It's more
By the way,
comfortable to
Cass.
be me, though.
By the way, Cass, kitten sandwich on the succubus. Help me on this and I will pay you.
What?
Come on, Cass. Remember the double trouble.
I don't know what that is.
Cass, don't leave me hanging.
We'll talk about that later. Scratches.
I'll make sure to prepare the banana hammocks.
Uh-huh.
What? Straight and narrow.
Straight.
I don't think there's anything straight about you at all, Scratches, but alright.
Scratches doesn't care.
I can't really take that as an insult when it's the truth.
That's the
You-
joke. Let's go.
What do you mean lost track of time, Cindy?
I thought it was much later than it actually was.
Oh, well, that's better then.
It's fine.
Well-
It's just I thought this was... I glanced at the clock and I thought it was 5:30. No, it's 3:50.
You're so drunk.
Incredibly. I'm drunk enough to flirt with all of you.
All right, so, is there anything you guys would like to do before leaving? Kendra will indicate a full table of food, and you'll notice no servants. And if you ask her about it, she just shrugs and says, "My dad brought home this table, and every morning, however many people there are, it'll either grow or shrink to size and provide food."
That is an amazing
Can
table.
I roll Arcana at it? To see if
Sure.
the table itself is magical.
You surely can.
Would anyone like to assess or anything?
Nah.
Petrov always made sure to have breakfast done.
Well, that's an 8.
Did anyone want to assist?
Nah.
No,
Okay.
they want to neglect me.
Yep, we want to go
Alright.
just eat foods at this table.
Car
Actually,
salesman slaps the roof of table. That sure is food.
I'm gonna eat my ration instead. I don't fucking trust magical food.
Anything of Petrov's is something I trust without question.
I'm going
And then
to
everything-
butter a scone, and then I'm going to set fire to it and eat it while it is on fire. Delicious.
And then everything Scratches get is phallic. He gets sausage and bananas.
It's
What a horrible combination.
I know, right?
dickadoodles.
No, I am kidding though.
No, it's just one
Okay,
long
so-
floppy kielbasa.
So I don't need that performance roll, is what you're saying.
I mean, there are bananas and there are sausage if you want to try.
It's not just like together on your plate at the same time though. That would be pretty bad.
But yes, we eat our breakfast and then we continue on.
Kendra will wave you off and give Cass a pinch on the ear as he, walks by.
No.
Cass will do that thing where he just kind of nuzzles up against the hand as he, keeps going.
Still got it, you old devil.
Wiggle waggle.
Not my fault that they literally wrote in she loves cats.
So, how much is
So-
he like the old man in the sheets?
I assume Scratches is whispering that.
Yes. And after we've left the house.
Yeah, Cass will just sort of blink at you. Huh? I didn't.
Oh, come on. Look how sweet she is.
I
on you.
didn't. Believe me, I'd brag if I did.
Sure, Cass. Always the modest one. That's why the girls love you.
And that's factually true, but
Pat Cass on the shoulder and just give him a wink and then walk forward.
Adorable.
I didn't though.
Yeah. I'll whisper to Laura, did those two ever, indulge together? Because they're... Cass seems very confused. Scratcher seems pretty certain he knows who he's talking to.
What are you talking about? I'll pop up.
Well, it
They were
Whispers- Since whispers don't matter.
yeah, they don't matter, it's true.
Well, no, I literally said that she couldn't hear what you were saying, but you guys, in the middle of a conversation, you brought up her, then started whispering to each other. She's not dumb. She can
I have,
infer.
I have a passive perception of 16. Can I hear it?
Fucking care that hard? Yeah, maybe you can.
I just want to make the joke.
Yeah, no,
Don't.
it's fine. The moment has passed. Onwards to the crypt.
Okay. Well, let's put you right here in the Wrestlands and move you over here. Is there anywhere you guys would like to
What the
go?
fuck?
Jesus Christ.
The false crypt.
One of those children
Give
is
me a
coming.
second.
Yeah, one of those children's coming
Give
out
me
with
a
the
second.
fucking power drill. Run! Run!
Yeah, that was some weird shit. Oh, that was going on in the background. But I don't think we have anywhere to go except Professor Lamellar's grave.
Okay, I'm back. So, I'm going to make this token controlled by all players like you usually do. So, please don't fight over it, for the love of God. Have one of you do it.
Yeah. I think we're agreed. We're just going to the prof's grave and that's that.
I thought we were going to the
False
false
crypt.
crypt.
Well, I didn't fucking touch the thing, so one of you cunts did your wiggling.
So,
And do we actually know about false crypt?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
where we were going.
Okay.
alright. So, very quick, let me copy over your tokens. And please arrange yourself in a marching order facing this way.
I do want to mention,
Okay.
I think I'm
Marching north. So we want the dwarf and probably the Drider at front, and then yeah.
Oh,
Well,
here, you
believe
can
it or
go.
not, you guys don't really have any squishies in your party per se. Your
Fuck
cleric
yeah.
your cleric wears plate, I think.
I'm
Can
very
you give
squishy.
us a an
Don't you wear
idea
leather?
of how wide our intro is?
well, we're walking outside, so unless we're going deep in
We're
somewhere.
going in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're going into a crypt, so about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can be 7 abreast if you really wanted to. 7 squares abreast. But
Okay, scratches. I don't think you need to be that far back.
It's fine. I'm just making sure nothing happens.
Yeah.
Watch
don't
the-
can't Barts wear leather? I thought Barts could wear leather.
I am wearing
Yeah, they
leather.
can.
All +1 AC that provides.
Yeah, leather is not
Mm.
exactly tank worthy.
Leather is fucking garbage in 5e.
Mm.
Really?
As it should be.
I've never worn it in 5e games, so.
I mean, Dex has been made so good that something had to suffer.
Alright, boop boop boop, and let me just
No, I'm all decked up
murder
in
these
chain.
versions of you.
Don't worry about me. I'm just watching the flank.
Sure thing.
Yeah.
Alright.
Murder all of the virgins.
Oh, the Scratches gets to live. So does Cass, honestly.
Alright.
Yeah.
The false crypt mentioned in the professor's journal is located in the northeast corner of the Restlands, near a junction of the pass known as the Eversleep and the Black Path. The crypt itself is a freestanding granite mausoleum, the roof of which is decorated with a pair of leering gargoyles. A single stone door with a rusty-looking lock sits in the mausoleum's south facade, but an examination of the lock reveals that the lock is broken. Its glass melted by acid and then put back into place, so the to casual observation, looks like the lock appears intact.
By the way, can I get some vision on my token?
You don't have vision. I am sorry. You went through so many tokens, I must have forgotten to give it to you.
I do not have vision. So
Hang on. That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
You have
Thank
vision
you.
now? Okay.
Yes.
Does everyone have vision, by the way?
Yeah.
I do.
Okay, so it's just me.
And I'll cast the light cantrip on my sword.
Do you not have dark vision?
I do, but apparently Snippy is screaming about it, not about it. So
Actually, I think our entire party has dark vision.
I am very sorry, Kanathis. I forgot this was in your token. Hang on.
Our entire
You can
party
s-
has dark vision, actually, where
Yes.
we don't need
well,
torch.
Snippy is screaming.
Who's going? Yeah, Because I mean, Snippy, you should have dark vision. Don't 5e dwarfs have dark
I
vision?
have
no,
vision.
literally
just more
everyone has it.
It's more relaxing for my eyes to have a torch out.
He prefers color vision, not black and white. He hated the age of the silver
alright.
screen.
In that case, that's still sufficient reason for me to just cast light on my sword.
Technicolor or nothing, bitch.
Alright, I will cast light on my shield.
I always prefer to stalk in the shadows.
Cass will cast prestidigitation and make the
I
air around
would-
everybody smell like
I
roses.
would have you guys
Nice.
emit light for those of you doing it, but it wouldn't matter because all of you have dark sight.
Yeah, there's no actual
Yeah.
reason to arse
Oh,
around with
now-
it. We all see good.
So now you can all see in color. Ooh. Anyways, within, a large flight of stone steps leads down into the cold earth to a large crypt lined with empty niches. No dead are interred here.
This is an odd thing to call a crypt, wouldn't you say?
Well, it definitely
That'd be why
stores
it's
some
false.
items.
It appears to be quite dusty. Those in front, make me a perception check.
I'm willing to wager there are traps here. Full of traps. Nothing but traps.
But I'm already next to and in front of a trap.
Well, Shara, as you look, it appears as though the dust hasn't been disturbed here in quite some time, except for a single pair of footsteps going off to the north.
How big are they?
They appear to be humanoid and, fairly even space, so there was no limp or something like that. Maybe, in our world terms, a size 10, 11?
Okay.
Is that the same size of Petrov's shoe? I think Scratches would be in a unique position to know.
Yes, that is Petrov's shoe size.
All right.
I'm gonna follow in the exact pattern of the footsteps.
Alright, they lead up this way.
Sure.
I will
There,
inspect the door for traps.
Very well, investigation.
And I will inspect the trap
You
for
see it
doors.
yourself.
And he has a back door.
It is so retardedly trapped, you have no idea. So many traps, oh my god.
Wait, this would be
aside.
this would be a. Oh wait, is trap finding perception? Or
Investigation.
It's investigation. And this door is so trapped you don't even know.
Then what's the point? Okay.
Fucking kick it open. I have no time for this.
You kick it open.
Wait, no, it's got
Nothing happens.
traps.
Also, Scratches,
Oh.
move on with the party.
I'll make sure to move.
Fuck.
Oh, Dodsy. I'll wait for
Alright,
the spider butt to squeeze
Despite your
through.
size, you can squeeze through Kanathis. Let me just move your character to the other side. So you don't have to fudge around with dynamic lighting.
Out of the way, pretty kitty.
So once again, are we doing that thing with passive perception, or are we just gonna house rule?
In what
What
way?
thing with passive perception, please?
Where your passive perception is the base lowest number you can possibly roll for perception. So if you
So that's
actively
not
search,
actually a
That's
rule.
not a
That's
rule.
just what Jeremy Crawford says it should work as, but that's not how.
Okay, stop moving
Yeah.
forward. Let's finish this conversation, please. What do you mean by the lowest number you could, to
okay, so-
notice you?
No. Okay, so maybe it's not a rule, so it doesn't matter. But Jeremy Crawford, what he said is that your passive perception, if you roll actively to look, your passive perception is the lowest you can roll. So if you roll a 5 for search, but your passive perception is 10, then you just flatline as a 10, and you can't go.
But
below.
I would argue
yeah.
that you could also be distracted by things if you get lower, right?
So, here's what he actually said. When you are rolling stealth, your enemy's passive perception is your normal DC. And
And you know what?
That
I'm okay with that
being
rule.
your that being your normal DC, you can, as the DM, say, sure, they're paying more attention, they get to roll, and then you compare that result to someone's stealth check. But in general, most of the time, you should just care about their passive perception and someone's initial roll.
Okay, when it comes to noticing someone who's stealthed, I'm okay with the DC for that being the passive perception unless something specifically happens to upset that. My question is, what are we talking about where even if you roll perception, you get below
Yeah, because I'm talking
10?
about for like everything else.
No,
Like any...
yeah, that's exactly it, Mercendi. We're talking about something completely different.
Well, I mean, okay.
No,
So,
because
let-
you're not
let me
actually talking
explain.
about something different because DCL is referencing exactly that conversation.
Hold on,
Well, I mean-
let me
Wait.
explain. Let me explain. Stray. Jeremy Crawford, in a tweet or an interview, whatever, said that when using perception, the lowest you can effectively get on a perception roll is your passive perception score. So if you roll like a 5 and your passive perception is normally 12, you treat it as a 12. However, that does not appear in the rule book. That is his own personal ruling.
Okay, so here's my question. What if you, does that include, like, I always assumed that if you rolled lower than your passive perception, that was because you were being distracted by something.
I mean,
That is in your prerogative to choose as a
But-
DM.
Okay,
Correct.
so instead, let us do this. I don't really care either way, so how about a vote? Merzendi, do you think that the Jeremy Crawford's way is the way we should do it, yay or nay?
His way is a little. I honestly think his way is a little self-contradictory in a couple of things. In general, I think someone trying to roll stealth should only care about someone else's roll if they beat that other person's passive perception. And as a whole, when it is a person rolling against like monsters and so on,
Yay or nay, dear?
then
Yay or nay is my question.
yay or nay isn't an answer I can give you though, because yay or nay is there isn't a strict yay or nay
Yeah, there is.
by the
yeah. Do you want to do passive perception for just like everything, or do you just not want to roll? I mean,
I am fine if you roll lower than whatever your passive perception is. It's assumed to be higher. All right, just yes or no if you want that to happen.
okay. If you're specifying that question, then yes, that is absolutely what it should be.
Okay, Saban,
Nay.
Scow,
Nay.
Snippy.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay, Ganathis.
Neatnathis.
Because I want to get this done in session 1, so we're not
Okay,
talking
yeah.
about it later.
Yeah.
So yes, so 4 yes, 2 no. PCL.
yeah.
Okay, so we're doing that now.
I at least want to try it.
So whenever someone rolls perception, they have a minimum result of their passive perception. Yes.
Except I will say on a natural 1.
That's fair.
Okay.
On a natural 1, if they roll perception, then it is a failure because of a distraction.
You got
But
dicks in your
the
eyes.
Yep. But the sword cuts both ways, so that's how NPCs will be treated from now on too.
Of
Oh
course.
boy.
That was my initial problem with how the question was phrased at first, as to whether it was just players, NPCs, so on, and
Yeah.
PC versus NPC shit.
So, back to the game.
Hey, Loa, can you sense if there are any undead over there?
Yes. One moment, please. I will place a hand on my baldric where an angelic ankh is pinned, and I will use a divine sense.
Okay. Powerful good. Celestial fiend or undead? There are no celestial fiends or undead around you.
Is this ground consecrated or desecrated?
No, this is consecrated ground. It's not desecrated though.
Everything seems all right, and the ground here is consecrated. There are no undead.
That's a good start then. Should we check a shiny box?
Yeah.
Are there any shiny boxes around?
Scratches.
My head in.
Use your eyes.
Oh, well, I was behind the wall, so I couldn't see that.
Snippy, are you going to
Can
just
I
hang
pat
back
your
in the
head?
other part of the room?
I'm convinced that that door is cursed. I'm gonna try the other one.
In the absence of an objection, I'm going to pat your head now.
Get these
Scratches.
dicks out of my eyes.
I'm going to pat
Uh.
Scratch's head, and that's going to be my contribution for the next little bit. Just
So this is the
pat,
box.
pat,
Yeah.
pat,
Yep.
pat,
You had a
pat.
lift.
I will. I will.
Oh, okay.
I will lift.
I am cautiously around the corner.
There is a large grinding noise, and you guys manage to lift the heavy sarcophagus lid to find a couple of strange-looking vials with that seem to, the base of which and the very tops of which appear to be silver with skulls engraved in them. And have you guys ever seen like a Russian teacup?
No. I'm
What do you
Googling it
mean
now.
Russian teacup?
1 second.
Oh, okay.
Now, imagine a Russian teacup with that as the base, but also there a metal top, and it's all engraved with skulls and the symbols of Pharasma.
Cool.
And there appear to be 3 of these. Aside from that, there are 3 large bottles of what appears to be some sort of viscous oil. And
A holy oil, maybe.
and an array of arrows.
Ooh.
Blessed
One of those.
arrows and
You know, Phantasmo really
holy
does have a
oil?
great aesthetic.
I'm going to give you a chance to actually say her name correctly.
That's cute. I like you, Amy.
Well, I mean, real. Even if you said it incorrectly, I'd just give you a little flick on the ear. You're a good.
I will take the
Adventure?
oils. I'll take some of the oil.
I'll take the arrows.
I guess
How
I
many arrows
will. How much oil? Sorry.
What?
How many
There
arrows
appear
are
to be 3 vials and 2 quivers of arrows.
two quivers? Is that like 10 or 20? I don't know what it is.
Quiver is 20 in this game.
Okay. Does anybody else use a bow?
I use crossbow.
I'm capable of using a bow, but I don't have one.
Alright, I'm gonna take the quivers then.
Can I have
Unknown
one of those
arrows.
vials?
You guys can have those vials. I shoot holy magic regularly for free all the time.
Alright, then I'll have one of those.
By the way, so it is in. Oh,
Roll initiative.
I was about to say, does my king perception see anything?
Oh no, they
Behind
beat your
us.
perception, but the thing is, they can't
just-
sneak up on you on marble floor.
I mean, we didn't. None of us rolled active perception, so that's fair.
Yep, none of you rolled active perception, and their stealth check beat everyone's passive perception.
By the way, my initiative is not that. Let me change it to be appropriate. It is 19 because I haven't got swashbuckler yet. Let me fix that. It cuts both ways.
Guys, I
Yeah.
love this drag and drop stuff for 5th edition. The
I
roll
know.
20.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah, don't get used to it unless you want to buy massive amounts of stuff.
I literally did yesterday. I bought $100
Okay.
worth of stuff for this.
Holy
I
shit.
bought
Which
I
is why I'm
bought
doing these
the-
for free.
what's it called? the bestiary. What's it called?
Volo's Guide for Monsters.
Yeah, I bought Volos and I bought the other thing.
I
The
bought
PHP.
both.
The
I'm
monster
glad it didn't
manual.
stay- I'm glad it didn't stay behind. Holy shit.
I guess it was actually $150 in the end, but still.
All them sweet, sweet picking backgrounds.
Yeah, but I already had the ones I wanted, so I was just looking.
Fair, fair.
Let's see. That's what it was. Tomophos. I bought PHP Tomophos. No. I bought Monster Manual, Tomophos, and Bolos. That's what I bought.
Cute.
Mm.
Commitment. Right fucking there.
Well, it makes it a lot easier for me. I thought to myself, is it worth it to make however long this game? Is it worth $150 to make this game, which will probably last for like a year and a half, easier on me? Yes, it would.
Stray, I own you some bourbon.
Just think of it as the down payment for the minis.
I love bourbon.
Scratch
actually.
it. Okay. I'm pretty sure I know this, but who has a higher initiative, Scratches or Cass?
Doesn't matter.
It does unless you want to pick.
We both
We're
have-
allies.
Actually, rules is written if PCs have the same initiative, they can choose who goes first.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, then
Yeah.
Cass Scratches. Who wants to go first?
I
just-
can buff people, so if you want to let me go.
I'm just gonna run and hide. So yeah,
Okay.
just let me go since the initiative order is already there.
Oh, okay. I thought
Yeah.
by. Never mind. Okay.
Get behind the dwarf and the spider.
Yeah, I'm just gonna jump behind the tomb and do a hide check because my damage without hide. Actually, it's not that bad, but I don't have a good angle.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm just gonna hide behind the thing.
Okay.
And do my hide check. Do I get any bonuses for having a little tomb for cover?
The tomb is the thing allowing you to make the hide check.
No, I'm fine.
You have something to hide behind, so you can hide. There you go. Cass.
Alright, since I can actually see things now, I'm gonna pick, let's see, this point right here, and cast Sleep from it.
Cool.
17 hit points worth of enemies just fall asleep, no saving throw allowed.
You mean...
Level 1, where sleep is incredibly powerful.
Yep, and then it's actually fucking worthless immediately after. This smacks very familiar with my experiences of sleep. Like, that was great! Followed by
See,
nothing.
there's also the critical other problem with sleep, where if you use it a little too late, or you center it somewhere a little incorrectly, you don't send the enemies asleep, you just kill half of the party.
Yeah, and let me just be honest with you. These are giant centipedes. They have 4 HP. There
Yep.
was no way that they were going to be able to resist.
Oh
even
wait,
if-
how many were there then? 'Cause this
Oh,
thing has a
wow.
this thing has a 90-foot range. If there's enough leftover health, the next lowest health of us might fall asleep.
No, I put it at a point where it wouldn't affect any of us.
Dude, this whole
90 foot.
building is within 90 feet.
Emma!
No, it's a 20
Oh, the
foot
20-foot
Emma,
cone.
90
Alright,
foot.
yeah, alright.
That's the range.
Yep. Yep, brain.
I'll give Cass a pat on the back. We should probably try to sneak past them unless we just want to kill them in their sleep.
I
which is an
mean,
option.
they're
You
dangerous.
don't have to sneak there. Oh, okay.
Smash.
These creatures are abominable and likely evil.
No, they're not
I
evil.
can't allow some poor just townsperson just accidentally be following these creatures.
Oh,
Okay. Well,
goodness.
yeah. I would have said that if the first attack that Cassidy did was a 3, then yeah, but basically an 8 and a 6 is enough to kill both of them.
That was easy. And now we've got a bunch of goopy oil for fighting ghostos.
Wait. We didn't check the rest of this room.
Huh?
I'm
That
gonna
was
go
it.
back up.
Hey, whoa. We can't do, like, tomb looting.
We didn't do an investigation check. There could be secret passageways.
Secret passages? I mean, I do like secret passages. Alright.
After all, I have.
What more do you expect there to be?
You never
I have
know.
his notebook right here. He talked about secret magical weapons.
That,
I mean,
well,
we found a stash, but there could be more.
maybe.
It's always worth it. It's always worth an extra look.
You get a scritch of guidance.
It's always investigation to search a room, right?
Yeah, it's investigation to search around for stuff.
Who has the higher? Because I certainly don't.
And if I have a +2.
I have a +1, so I'll let whoever is better at that. handle it.
Cass tried it and it didn't go exceptionally well.
I'll just keep an eye out for any more enemies.
What does the history of the stonework tell me?
I mean,
It's a
this was
tomb.
built like 100 years ago, and this is indeed a tomb, and that's about it.
Cool. I had to do it.
I could try and roll an investigation. I'm pretty sure I beat a 5.
Let's sweep this up real quick. You're not gonna find anything.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Okay.
Just need to make sure.
Onwards,
Okay.
friends. Step around the bugs. Gross.
Step around the bugs. Boop, boop.
Oh, that was surprisingly easy.
These squibers, these arrows must be the weapons that he talked about then, along with the oils.
Yeah.
I'll make sure to be careful with them.
All right. To repeat, there were 3 oils. There were 2 strange pharasma inscribed silver. I guess you could call them kind of like vials, except much larger. And 2 quivers of arrows. And remember, you guys have a loot sheet now.
Does
Yeah, I'll put
anyone
it
have
on it.
religion trained?
Yes.
Also, don't forget to write your books down in there. You know
Okay,
what 2 of them are.
So I myself don't have religion trained, but I am a knight in an order that has Pharasma as its patron goddess. If you want to roll to try to learn more about those vials, I can probably at least provide assistance.
I
Right,
would
Stray?
give you advantage to try to figure out what they are.
Well, can I give that advantage to
You
someone who's
helping would
not
give
an
them
idiot?
advantage anyways.
Well,
You don't
Basically,
need proficiency
go
lots
now.
of DMs tend to limit who can actually provide assistance.
Go up and slap whoever on the head and ask them, how high is your int? Basically.
Yes, I will grab Shara and waggle the vials in front of her, and just tell me more about Pharasma. Tell me more about Pharasma.
Okay, alright. What does the 15 tell me about your... I mean, I know that Fangesma has a really fine taste in aesthetic.
Tell me more about Pharasma.
15 is enough for the DC. This is a hunt siphon.
Dope.
These things, when activated, will devour a haunt. You need to twist the metal casing in order to open the vial in the same round the haunt manifests a Saturn action. This can be before or after the haunt is acted. When you activate a haunt siphon, it deals positive energy damage to a single haunt and attempts to draw it within.
Oh.
A haunt siphon that neutralizes a haunt cannot be used to harm haunts, but it can be used as a grenade-like splash weapon that deals negative energy damage.
It's like a Ghostbusters containment unit.
Now, do we know
Yes.
what the arrows are?
You would have to Arcano those, or religion them.
Oh.
I have religion. Sorry, I have Arcana actually trained. I can assist someone.
Well,
Nice.
I guess Cass gave the assist.
He's too busy getting scripts for doing a good job with the sleep now. 1 sec. Bloop. Oh my god, everything sucks.
You were giving me shit for the first roll of the game.
Hey, yeah, first roll.
Okay, I guess I'll assist fucking Shara. Shara, fucking roll. You. I'm putting this on you, Scout.
I don't Arcana. That's not my jam.
Roll religion then.
I'm bullying you.
Fine. Fuck. You like? I explain the cipher. I'm like, all right, now let me just. I'm trying to reorganize our belongings. They're like, no. What about this? Obviously, it's this.
These arrows ignore the fact that ghosts are half incorporeal and can't be harmed by physical means. They also deal an additional 1d6 what's it called? Radiant damage.
Nice.
So they're basically ghost touch arrows, but better.
Yes.
These are ghost bane arrows.
Nice.
So I know Scratches took one quiver. Did anyone else take the other?
I
Nope.
took both quivers.
Oh, can I have one? Because I also have a short bow.
Sure.
And the
Excellent.
blade oils, are they effectively ghost bane oil?
Yes.
Oh, I got one of those.
You ain't afraid of no ghost.
No one else want to grab another? Got
Nope.
3 of those.
I mean, I will do just in case. I'll carry one, but I figure it wants to go to, like, the Dwarfo and the Palawala.
Yeah. Dwarf
Awesome.
Paladin.
Like, I can
Well-
shield smash and hit things, so I guess I will take the other one just in case. And I can hand it off to someone if it gets used up.
We got
Yes, they
some
are.
ghost slaying gear. Let's get on the move. Now
All right. Now, as you are walking back from the Wrestlands back towards Ravengrow, you pass by a great memorial, which you've been pointed out to before. You know this. It's the most distinctive landmark of Ravengrow. It's a 25-foot tall, moss-covered stone statue that overlooks the river. The statue depicts a proud, muscular human man dressed in leathers and wielding a truncheon. The total of 25 names is inscribed in it. This is the memorial to all the guards who died when HarrowStray prison was obliterated. And as you pass by, you notice an incredibly large V painted on it in sanguine blood. And with that is where we end the session.
Bom, bom, bom.
V for Vendetta.
Because it's like 11:30 for Saban, and I feel sympathy. Go to bed.
Okay.
Next
Saving,
week-
damn normie.
Next week, we will be starting this game at 4 rather than 5. I'm sorry, I forgot I said 4.
That's okay.
So,
Let us get some
Is-
EXP.
no.
Oh.
You're not going to get EXP in the sense, basically, what I'm doing, because I don't want to convert the Pathfinder XP to this XP. What I'm going to be doing is when it says, and by this point, your PC should have enough XP to level up, which they do, I'm going to say, alright, you guys level up.
Oh.
So milestones got it.
It's a smart way to handle it.
Okay.
By the way, they should be leveled. Dope, they're leveled then. Good. Glad to have you confirmed that for me, Burke. Regardless, Stray, thank you very much for running. It has been an absolute
Yes.
pleasure. And if you're
I
watching in
hope-
the stream... Oh, sorry, yeah.
Oh, sorry. I hope you guys have enjoyed the first episode of Haunting of HarrowStray.
Very much so.
Yeah.
It's been awesome.
Yeah, and if you're watching in the VOD or you're watching in the stream, I hope that you have yourselves a lovely motherfucking good time, and please do take care.
Bye, stream. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.